Let's go, people. Let's go. 5 + 1 = 6. What a game. Another classic edition of the Iron Bowl. I got to tell you, Auburn played hard. I'm watching the last 33 seconds right now. Just slide and finishing them up. Finish them up. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe. Roll Tide. I know there's probably some Auburn fans listening, hanging out with us right now too. And hey, man, that was another classic game. No voodoo. I don't even believe in that. The Auburn Jesus. Bama left them in the game because they couldn't execute. There's a lot of things I want to talk about. I'm not going to complain about a win. I'm not going to complain about beating Auburn. I know it's a tough place to play. This isn't a good Auburn team. But the play calling, like sometimes I feel like DeBoer and his staff can't read the game, like the Oklahoma game, like this one. Like, make them drive the field. Because it's tough to do that against Bama's defense. So I'm watching with you guys. I'm not putting up the final yet. We still got 28 seconds. They got some timeouts. But I'll tell you what. It's coming down to like a couple plays. Some Auburn, hey, look, not over yet, I guess. So we'll kind of watch this together. You guys get in the comments section. I thought the play calling was suspect. I didn't like the fact that Bama got up 17 and took their foot off the gas. Where the hell was Ryan Williams? Like, what happened there? I mean, that was, who would have thought that Ryan Williams wouldn't have played? You give Auburn the credit, their defense, or you give Alabama's offense? Not very good. Ty Simpson had 122 yards passing in this game, 19 to 35. It's not like Auburn where Ashton Daniels receivers couldn't catch the ball. He still threw for 233, and they dropped a bunch of passes. Simpson was constantly under distress. So here we go. Kind of watching the end of this thing. My TV's behind me. And Ty Simpson got wrapped up. And now, final timeout of this game. So it's 27-20 Bama. Looking for 6 straight. Let's watch this last gasp together. Look, Bama's in the SEC championship game. If they can handle 20 seconds. Connor Talty, you know what, man? We were getting on your ass. You did it today, man. Game ball to Connor Talty if Bama wins. And here we go. Look, it comes down to a punt. As you guys hang out, say Roll Tide with a thumbs up. So here we go. All of us together watching this. Going through the stats, we'll take your calls. All right, here's the kick. Oh my God. Bama had the punt and dropped it. So Auburn's got 10 seconds left. I don't know how Bama missed that punt. Right in the guts. And Latsier Brooks, whoop, instead of just falling on it, because you can't return it anyway, he tried to run with the ball. So here we go. This is it right here. The 7th straight matchup with different coaches. It's still crazy to think about. And Bama's got like the super prevent defense up. Here we go. Here's the throw. Caught. Guy falls down. 2 seconds left. So we're going to have a Hail Mary. Ball game. Game over. Game over. Roll Tide. We got them again. And I'm telling you, this has not been pretty. And I know it's the Iron Bowl, but there's a lot of things Bama's going to have to do if they're going to beat Georgia in a rematch. But I will never, ever in my life not appreciate an Iron Bowl win. Ever. Because I was in school when we lost to these guys 6 straight. So I appreciate it. But, man, this Bama made this a lot harder on themselves than it had to be. You know, run the ball every play if your quarterback can't sit back there and throw it. You know, it's like I'm going to hear from you guys on here as well. I want to know what you guys think. I'm just kind of taking all of this in right now. What happened to Ryan Williams? Does anybody know? Get in the comments section and let me know. I'm going to try to get Ryan Brown on. Maybe LT. I don't know. I'm just sitting here going, like, I see the phone lines are cracked up. Let me just go to the phone lines because I want to know what some of you guys think. And then I'm going to get into it. 27-20 is the final. Bama's 10-2. Ty Simpson had 3 touchdowns, all to Isaiah Horton. All of them to Isaiah Horton. And Latsier Brooks had 3 catches. Jeremy Bernard had 3 catches. All those guys were contained. Horton's 3 catches were 3 tutties, you know, which is nice. Just crazy, man. Just crazy. Just to think like that you would get this close and not a great. I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm going, man, there's so many things I didn't like about this game, but man, I will take it. And roll Tide, brother. Roll Tide. I'm with you, man. Look, I'm never going to not appreciate what a win over Auburn means. But, man, I feel like we should have beat them guys a lot worse than this. Let me go to the phone lines. I'm going to go to the phone lines. I'm going to have some guests, go over the stats and everything else. Just sitting here kind of wondering, like, did it have to be this close? Who's this and where you calling from?
Mick, this is Stan from L.A.
Roll motherfucking Tide, Stan from L.A.
Roll Tide. It was ugly, but I will take it. I will take it. I will take it. I will take it. How about that home cooking again? Boy, Auburn, that was a fumble. Bray Hubbard forced, and they called it an incomplete pass. That right there, I think, was the turning point and just gave them, you know, so much charity on that particular series there. And Bray Hubbard is the man of the hour. That dude showed up and did what he had to do. Lord, this is a tough game, but it's Auburn. It's always going to be this way, and I'll take it. I'll just take this as a win. You know, that's all I can say. It's we functioned when we needed to. And we got that drive, and we went up. And, you know, that's all I got to say. I mean, I'll take it. This is beautiful. It's a win. Congratulations, DeBoer. You realize that you have been baptized now at the Indian burial ground called Auburn, and you slip in one, and you can put that notch in your belt. And the team played hard, man. Bama played hard, and they left a lot on the field there. And it was, you know, credit to Auburn. They played out of their heads, man. And again, you know, a little referee help from them. It surely helped their cause a little bit, but it's a W, baby. And we get to open up the Coach Nick. This is Bobby Boucher, and I'm gonna bring this one off. Compliments of Captain Insano. We kicked their ass. That's all I gotta say. And
Hey,
I'm lighting up the Fuente right now, baby.
we're lighting it up, man. Look, I thought that we could have done a lot of things better. You know, like I thought we played them into a close game. But I'll tell you what, I mean, the defense played their asses off again. You know, they made some mistakes. I mean, there were some there were some big plays by Auburn, but look, man, I mean, when they needed to make a big play, they did. The Bama should have won this game by 14 points, 21 points, up 17, and they just turn it off.
Yeah.
You know, pound them. It's like every time we were passing the ball, Ty Simpson can't even like set his feet and throw. I thought Ty Simpson should have ran the ball more.
I think that I know for a fact that both Jam and Hill were hurt. They were hurt in this game bad, and they still gutted it out. And you know, it's a win, Mick. It's a win. I'll take it. It was ugly as heck. There's a lot of things that we could have done a whole lot better, and I do agree we should have pounded the ball more. But you know, good Lord, Mincy had a pick right through his hands.
Oh, I know.
And there's so many. It's not as close as it looks. We're going to go back and watch this one.
That's what I'm saying, man.
So many plays that Bama left on the field, and you know, they just want to cause me about another 8.5 more years off my life. You know, that's all. I got the defibrillators out right now. You know, I call this another Lazarus game. You know, this is a Lazarus game again. But we won, Mick. This is the Iron Bowl, baby. Roll Tide. We flipping did it, man. We flipping did it.
Toast to you, Stan. Man. Great to talk to you today, brother. And Roll Tide, man. Thank you for calling in, by the way.
Okay.
Roll Tide. That was Stan from LA, man. One of the great callers to the show. Brian Brown's going to jump on with us eventually. But you guys, let's hit the phone lines. Let's talk to you. Who's this and where you calling from?
Hey, Mick. How you doing? This is Sam from Birmingham, man.
Sam from the Ham, man. I got all the players calling in today, man. Good. How do you feel about this game?
Feel good, man. You know, it's good. Always good to get a victory. You know, especially over Auburn. But you know, sometimes hey, man, I don't like feeling the way I feel when you get these close ball games, man. I don't like the stress of close ball games like this, knowing that we had a better team than them, and we should
wasn't even close.
Just blew them guys out the water. I mean,
yeah,
Nick, we was up 17-0. I mean, then we just, I don't know what happened on offense. I mean, Ryan Grubb is just, I don't know what the innovativeness that was near the beginning of this year went in this ball game as far as like, you know, scheming guys open, because Ryan, I don't think Ryan even had a catch. I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't know what I really don't even know what happened with Ryan Williams. You know what I mean? Like I don't know where he was in this game. So I'm curious, and I got Ryan Brown's going to jump on with me. I'm curious if he knows. Was he hurt? You know.
I mean, he played. I don't think he was that hurt, but I just don't think that. I mean, Ty didn't even get over 200 yards passing, I don't believe. So I just think that I kind of look at things long term, and we've been struggling for a little while on offense. You know, we can score points in the first half, but in the second half, we come out and we don't make adjustments and we struggle. You know, I did see the Vandermark guy and, you know, miss some blocks and then maintain blocks. And if they had to just base some blocks, you know, it would have gave Ty enough time to, you know, survey the field, look for somebody downfield. And that's one thing we haven't been doing lately is getting guys downfield. And we missed Bernard again early in the ball game. So
yeah, he's got to hit those deep balls. Sam, he's got to hit them.
Yeah, man. We got to be able to stretch the field, you know, by us not being, I mean, Auburn do have a good defense, but I feel like we was able to move the ball on them. I mean, we was able to run the ball a little bit, you know, which is refreshing, but sometimes it's like, you know, it's okay to throw the ball on first down, you know, and just play for first downs and then have your opportunity to take shots, you know, so Then, I think the best part of the team was the daggone kicker, man. The kicker made field goals today. So,
oh yeah, hey,
yeah,
I already gave him a shout out. I'm gonna give him shout outs all day. Shout out Connor Talty. I love you now, man. You're my guy. And those kicks were right down the middle.
Hey, he does, when he kicks the ball, he does get good lift on it, and he does hit it pretty good. It just that sometimes he get in his own head, get in his own way. But I kind of look at things, like I said, long term, and I'm like, I just hope that what we're doing don't come back to bite us. And our defense played well, but it was times where we couldn't get off the field.
Yeah, right. Right.
They'll pick up a long. It was like 4th and something or 3rd and long, and then they pick it up, and it's because I think because we play so much soft coverage, and we're not we're not a very aggressive defense where we will come after you, like some other defenses are. But all in all, man, great win. We got them pesky dogs again next week. So you just got to gear up. We got to, get ready for that game and, enjoy the victory. Get ready for that game starting tomorrow. And so we can bring home another. How many SECs we have? Was it 30?
Yeah, I think it's 30, right? No,
33?
I think it's 30. I don't know, but I'll take another one.
Yeah, let's bring home another one, man. I mean, I know Georgia's gonna want their lick back, but hell, we like giving out licks. So let's go ahead and get another win next week.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later, Mick. Thanks for taking my call.
Sam,
man.
always great to hear from you, brother, and Roll Tide, man. Thank you so much. Calling from the Birmingham. Ryan Brown's going to jump on with us here in just a second. We got time for one more call before that, and then we'll take your calls afterwards. So make sure that you get lined up and ready to go. Phone lines are open. We've opened up extra phone lines because it is the Iron Bowl, and it's the first time in my life, I think, that we've beaten Auburn 6 straight, which is really amazing. Nick Saban and now Kalen DeBoer. And Kalen DeBoer, I mean, look, the guy's 2-0 in the Iron Bowl, so give him credit. Final score was 27-20. Bama blew a 17-point lead, but they come back and they win the ballgame. Ty Simpson in the offense with an incredible drive at the end. Lots of problems, but also a lot of things done well. Who's this and where you come from?
Hey, Mick, it's IceMan.
Ice, baby. I thought that was you, IceMan. That doesn't ever tell me on here. It just has your number. But your thoughts on this one?
Oh, yeah, the number is 321 because I live on the Space Coast. And, they changed it there to, mimic the launching, the countdown. That's why it's there. Yeah, kind of cool.
So what town?
Man,
you're not in Orlando then?
Well,
what town are you in? Canaveral?
Yeah, that area. Yeah, like Brevard County.
Okay.
Yeah. But Orlando, that's right there.
Okay.
It's like the
Well, you're going to
beach
stay
to
Orlando on here then, yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, either way is fine. You're getting the general area. That's all that matters. Oh, man. But, man, my thoughts. I mean, the previous callers kind of hit the nail on the head, and then you just said what I was about to ask you is, hey, Mick, how many wins do we have in the Iron Bowl now? We're at 6 straight. That's awesome. That's amazing. But last week I sat here and basically just crucified our kicker. So now it's my turn to go back to what I was doing before I had to do that and praise him a little bit. I'm going to praise him a lot now. Great job. That's what we wanted to see out of Talty.
Just kick it, baby.
Exactly what we wanted to see. Just kick it. Trust yourself and kick it. It's amazing. And you know what? There was a lot of talk about the fans booing and how they didn't like it and all that. Here's my piece on it. I commented on Andrew Bone, who was criticizing all that. And I said, I hope he reads this, but stop giving us a reason to boo. All right? It's not like – I don't know any Alabama fan out there that wants to see him trot out there and fail. We want to cheer for him. So as fans, that's what we do. If you're not doing good, we're going to boo you. That happens everywhere. We're not going to go any worse than that. I mean, we're not Texas fans who throw trash on the field or Tennessee fans that hit Lane Kiffin with a golf ball. So, yeah, you know, it is what it is. But I got to give Roses the tall T on this call before we hang up. I mean,
well, Ice, let me ask you something, man. Hold your thought. I want to ask you. I love Bone. I mean, it's my guy. But what was he saying? Was he mad at us for booing him?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, guess what? Boo! When you miss those kicks, man, we're going to boo. But you know what? Today, hey, you got the game ball. We love you. You know, I mean, the guy did his job, man. Now these guys are getting paid, you know, so you're going to take a little bit of that criticism, but I'll tell you, man, that this pleasure that he heard is going to be the exact opposite, because he was a killer out there today with the football. He did what we wanted him to do, and that's, he got buckled down and he made kicks, and he made kicks in the biggest game of the season, where a lot of times it feels like the goalposts are moving down there, because even some good kickers miss them. He didn't miss any of them, but don't tell us we can't boo, because we're going to boo. And we don't boo a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to boo.
Exactly.
When you miss those damn kicks from under the goalposts like he's been doing, you're going to hear it. You know, like I'm glad that those guys got together and got their shit right, because that's the difference in the game. His 2 field goals made this one happen. Against Oklahoma, we lost because of the missed field goal. Other stuff too. But the guy deserves all the credit today, because those 6 points made a huge difference in this game. But don't tell me I can't boo. And I love you, Bone, but don't tell me I can't boo, because I'll boo right now. But I'm cheering tonight.
Absolutely.
And I do love Bone.
Absolutely. And I don't think it was just Bone. I know there's a lot of other guys
Bone's my guy.
criticizing and stuff. I love Bone. Bone's awesome. He's
awesome.
He's great. But
tell him I said that, everybody.
I mean, that's the nature of the beast, though. Yeah, that's the nature of the beast, though.
That
really is. You know, if you're gonna fail like that, yeah, you're gonna get booed. But you know what? I'm glad that he took that and he ran with it, and he actually, you know, he turned it around, and that's exactly what we need to see. I hope he continues it. I know he's going to continue it, actually, because you got to think he's got to be walking around with the biggest ego right now, being like, hell yeah, you know. And one final thought before I hop off. I don't want this call to go too long. You ever see that episode or that little meme of Randy Marsh from South Park? You know, he's walking around with a wheelbarrow and he's got his balls in it because they're so just swole up. That's Kalen DeBoer on 4th down with the game on the line.
He doesn't give a shit.
All right, because that was the ballsiest. That was,
dude.
My God.
He won the Iron Bowl on that play.
Wow, just kick the field goal. He did, and he is his first year now. He has beat all 3 of our main rivals. So, hats off to Coach DeBoer. Penn State, stay the hell away from our coach. Roll Tide, Mick.
Hey, Roll Tide, brother. Roll Tide. Always great to hear from you, Ice. Man, I appreciate you calling in too. Love Ice, one of the great callers to the show. Phone lines are open right now. Ryan Brown's going to jump on as soon as he does his TV hit. Guys, thank you for being here, by the way. Our home here on the Next Round. Make sure that you are a subscriber to the Next Round. Comment. Love the comments. Ryan Sullivan says, and thank you for the super chat, our first super chat of the night, man. Look at that big smile and that sweet Alabama hat. Ryan, you look good. Way too sloppy, very inconsistent. Talty did his job tonight. That's what we're talking about. I'm getting a Talty jersey now. I don't know if that's true, but you know what? Got it done, baby. So I love you. It's a rivalry game. We won. Now on to Georgia in the SEC championship game. Hey, Georgia, RTR. Look, man. I don't even know. Like I'm just trying to like just bring all of this together, right? Like how. I'm still pulling all this together, because I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to just be honest with you guys on a couple things. I'm not the guy you want to watch the Iron Bowl with. I'm just not. I'm always nervous. I'm always pissed off. And I'm not happy until we win. And so, I sit in the studio and I'm screaming at the TV and I'm wondering, like I said before, I'm wondering, like, why are we so predictable? I feel like Ryan Grubb, I like Ryan Grubb, but I feel like we get into these ruts, and I feel like that's why he got fired from Seattle, because he's too pass happy sometimes. They started running the ball on Auburn, and that's when they started to, like, basically take control of the game. I think you can't be so predictable. And when you're having success, like, keep with it. And look, I want to see more AK Deer. Don't know what the injury is with Jam. I love the way that the intensity that Jam played with today. But we got to get guys that hit home runs and find the holes, man. I thought Jam was good today. Final, what was it for him? He ended up with 15 carries and 83 yards, and then left the game injured. The guy, like, you can never question Jam's toughness. I will tell you that right now, man. The guy is a tough dude. And tonight was the first time I felt like we had the Jam back that we had before the concussion. Remember, you had the collarbone thing at the beginning of the season. So it's been, for a featured back, is a tough position to have. I've got nothing but respect for Jam. I just do. And I think you guys feel the same way, right? But Bama's got to have these guys hit home runs. Like we need explosive runs. And I think AK Deer gives you that. He got in for one play, and Ty floated the damn ball to him, so he didn't really get a chance to, like, do anything. Wasn't a great throw. I thought Ty was bad tonight. I know he had the touchdowns, and I know he willed us to win, but my grade for him is like a C-. This is one of the worst games he's played. Now, part of that was that they were coming at him all the time. And we don't know it yet, and I want you guys to tell me where was Ryan Williams, because I thought, hey, this is going to be a big game for him. Auburn D'd up. Jeremy Bernard. I'll tell you what, we missed Josh Cuevas a whole hell of a lot in this game. In the other tight ends, they looked like freshmen. Cuevas would have been great to have in this game, and he's a security blanket. Is he going to be back? Are we going to have him back? I don't know. We're going to need him against Georgia. Do you think that if we lose to Georgia in this repeat, we're getting into the college football playoff? That's another question we got to ask. I'm curious about that. As much as I was booing Connor Talty, I'm cheering him today, man. I want to give that kid a ton of credit, because guess what? The rest of us are working like real jobs, and we are held to a standard every day. And it's showing up on time, leaving late. If you're in sales, you better make your numbers. Whatever you're doing, you are held to a standard. And if kicking footballs are your job, like, you're not going to make every kick, but make the ones you're supposed to make, right? And it felt like coming into this game, that was something he was having trouble with. Can we get this guy the rest of the way? If we do, man, this kid's going to be a good kicker. Hell of a day for him. And he deserves all the credit in the world for not crawling up under his desk in school and getting into the fetal position and crying. When you get booed by people at Alabama, it's because you suck. So what are you going to do? You're going to get up and do something about it, or you're going to walk and crawl under your desk? And the guy did something about it. He showed a lot of mental toughness. I love that DeBoer said, hey, the team's behind him. That's a good feeling, because when you're not that good, to know that your team's behind you, hey, man, that is a really good thing. And mentally, I thought that I'm going to give that guy a game ball, because we don't win it without him. So roll tide to you, man. And Connor Talty, I was in here yelling about how happy I was for you, because you nailed those kicks and we needed them. You guys think that Ryan Williams is going to transfer? I don't know that that's true. I don't know what's going on there. I was wondering this, and you guys tell me what you think. Jamarcus Shepard took another job this week. He's going to be the head coach at Oregon State. Good luck with that one. Because you talk about walking into just a bunch of getting your ass whooped, that's going to be that job. Because you're not going to have any NIL. You're not even in a conference. You're going to get wore out. But I guess it's a step up because you are the head coach. But it felt like the wide receivers played like their coach was a head coach somewhere else. And is that his fault? I don't know. But that's where my mind was. All right, so we're still waiting on Ryan Brown. Let's go to the phone lines and get to you guys. Thank you for holding on, everybody, by the way, because I love the fact that you're on here and ready to talk some football with me. So let's do it. Going back to the phone lines again, Bama with a 27-20 win over Auburn and another Iron Bowl win. How many is that straight down there, man? Is that one? Is that two? Oh, it's three. 3 Iron Bowls in a row down there where we had to make a drive late in the fourth quarter and got it done. Who's this and where you calling from?
Hey, Roll Tide, Nick, Stan from the Ham. We gave them the thumb, didn't we?
Hey, Stan from the hand. We did, man. We did. This is, I was at Alabama as a student, Stan, when Tommy Tuberville was beating our ass. And then if you guys watched the tailgate show, Mike Johnson was on there. We did it from the floor, Bama, and it was on radio today across the state. And Mike was like, yeah, we were pretty pissed off when Tommy Tuberville came into our stadium in 08. And he was just like throwing all these fingers up for all these wins that they had. And we beat their ass and got him fired. Like this is 6 straight over
I
them.
remember it all too well.
Yeah, I'll take it, man. 6 straight. This is like Bear Bryant stuff.
Nick, I was listening on YouTube live on Friday on the tailgate show. And when we started off tonight 17-0, I thought about you because you were real confident on the tailgate show. And I said, man, Mick must know something.
I did.
And then I thought to myself, hell no, it's not going to be. I said, it's not going to be this easy. And sure enough, I started getting real nervous. But,
Stan, we didn't put. Hold on. Hold your thought right there. The 17-0 at the beginning of the game should have been the whole game. We get the punter, shanks the damn kick. We give up the penalties and all that stuff. We should have never let our foot off the gas. That's the problem with this team the last couple years. And even, honestly, even with Saban in his last few years. We had a chance to go in there and strangle them out at the beginning of the game, choke them out for you MMA people. We didn't do it. And we were by far the better team. I thought the play calling sucked. We got up. Let's go put these guys away. We didn't do it. We still covered the spread, by the way, Stan. So, I'm going to take credit for that. I just thought we'd blow them out. They deserved it. We're way better, but we didn't do it. We covered the spread, though. Anyway, finish your thoughts. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, you're all right. Nah, man, I thought about it, though, and I said, man, Nick must know something. But this team should never relax with a lead.
No.
I mean, they cannot take their foot off the gas. And you said something about Ty could have ran some. I'm with you 100%. I don't know. There was at least twice and maybe 3 times. I can remember one where it was third down. Ty threw a pass to our guy over on the sideline. He missed the bat. The pass was broken up. And Ty was looking that direction. He could have easily taken off and got the first down. A lot of green grass in front of Ty. And I don't know why he wouldn't run it. Yep. I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't right there in front of him. He had to have seen it. But we had to punt then. And there was a couple other times, too. But as usual, I had Chris Stewart on the radio call. And when the game should have been, when we should have had the game won near the end, when they called us, they gave us the penalty and gave Auburn a first down.
Mm-hmm.
How in the hell is a ref going to call a penalty?
Yeah.
When the ref right there by the play, didn't throw a flag.
Like he's like sees it
Chris
behind
Stewart
there. Yeah,
brought that up. man, that just burns me up. That must have been an Auburn resident.
Yeah, right.
But
I see one of these Auburn guys.
man.
One of these Auburn guys in the chat. Get out of here, loser. You just sit here and put all your crap on here. I don't even want to put your 4-1 Troy. Get out of here, man. You guys suck. That's why you lost 6 straight. Like, what a clown. Sorry.
That's why he's on there, because he got his ass beat.
I know. Like, he's going to sit here and call everybody names. Hey, go, blah, blah. Look, man, your team's lost 6 straight. You guys fire your coaches all the time. Nobody even wants your damn job. Sorry, Stan. I just got to tell this Auburn guy. Nobody wants your job. The Auburn job is terrible. Everybody's waiting to see where Lane Kiffin goes so that they don't have to go to Auburn and they can go to Ole Miss. Troy. So just get that. Sorry.
Nick, every time somebody asks me how to get to Auburn, I just tell them, well, hell, you just go till you smell it, and then you keep going till you step in it.
Yeah. Troy, you guys suck. That's why you lost again, man. Sorry. And we should have had you knocked out. Yeah. You shouldn't have even been in the game. That's the sad point. That's what Stan's saying right now. Because if we would have just had a killer instinct, you wouldn't have even had to watch the second half to lose again down there. You wouldn't have had to see another game-winning drive from a third straight quarterback, whether it's the Bryce Young Heisman drive, whether it's the grave digger, or whatever we call this one is. You could have just gone back into wherever you're at in your hole, and you wouldn't have to worry about it. But what did we do? We let you all hang around because we love breaking your heart down there. It's sad.
Ryan Grubb, as brilliant as he is at times, he just, I don't know, he gets in these little funks or something, and it just, he's like on or off. He's like flipping a switch. He's on or off.
Yeah. I don't want to kick Troy out of here. We gotta have the jester in the court, guys. Let him keep on calling everybody names on here. I don't even know. I'm just gonna put it up there just so you guys can look at it, because I love it. Like, I love that when you lose, like, hey, we lose Oklahoma, I'm gonna shake your hand, man. You guys won the game. We should have beat you, but you won the game. Florida State whooped our ass. If you guys watched my show, I was on Cover Crimson at the time. That's what I said. Hats off to you, because we looked soft in that game. Hey, look, you got to be if you want to celebrate when you win, sometimes you got to tip your cap when you lose. I mean, that's the way it goes.
Mick, Mick, today LSU had a chance and they screwed it up right there near the end.
I know.
And if Oklahoma had lost that game today, I was just going to tell them, look, now you see why you beat Alabama. Turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have 3 turnovers against LSU, and they should have lost that game today. But that's why they beat Alabama. Turnovers.
I wanted to,
and that LSU nearly gave it to them today.
Yeah, I wanted to see the LSU coach win like a big game like that on his way out. Man, that guy's been in the business forever. The guy's put in his time, and he played the style of game that we should have played. Like, just keep kicking the ball and making Oklahoma drive the field, because their offense sucks. They'll make mistakes, and you can beat them that way. We didn't do it. We didn't do that. So
that's right. We're the ones that made the mistakes, and they beat us. Today, Oklahoma made the mistakes, and it should have caused them to get beat.
Did you roll the trees at Toomer's Corner?
I was going to ask you, I wonder what's going on down at Goober's Corner. Family.
I'm going to go down and get me a nice malt. A little milkshake. I'm going to celebrate with my toilet paper.
Goober's Corner. Goober's Corner.
Oh, man. They're beautiful trees, though. They don't need any toilet paper up in there. I'll honestly look, man, I see Troy on here and he's talking all this shit. Look, man, the best thing is that we didn't have to get to a 4th and 30 something to beat you guys. Like, you didn't have to get ready to run down on the field. You know what I mean? Like I got to figure out where I'm going to put my bag of shit because I'm about to run down on the field over these hedges, and I'm going to run out there and celebrate with my team. You didn't have to do any of that. You just, you know, it was just one. It was a pulverizing, game-ending drive. When you can say whatever you want to say about Coach DeBoer and Alabama. You can talk all the shit you want to talk about Alabama. I don't care. The way that game ended was that Alabama took a sledgehammer to your great defense and pushed them right down the damn field. That's what happened. So,
yeah, when they bowed up when they needed to bow up. And I want to say one thing about, he's talking about our coach. I want to say something about DJ Durkin. Have you ever seen a coach, every time they put the camera on him, he's smiling like, no matter what the play is, he's smiling like a jackass eating briars.
Hey, how
I don't understand him smiling like that.
I don't know. Look, I got Ryan Brown jumping.
He looks like a
Go ahead.
He looks like a piano.
You got to finish up your thoughts so I can get Ryan Brown on here. But I will say this. The coach that bothered me the most with the way they looked at Alabama was Mike DeBoer. Mike DeBose back in the day with those sweat rings under his arms. I don't know why I hated that. So, finish up so I can get to Stan.
He had DeBose had that Mo haircut too, like Kirby.
Any final thoughts?
Okay, Mick, roll tide and
roll tide, brother.
Hey, roll tide, Mick. Hey, we'll see y'all next week at Innisfree.
Hey, I don't know where we're gonna be yet, but I'll tell you because we might go to Jasper to celebrate the life of Big Sexy Elmo to his bar.
That'll work.
Yeah, so that's not too far away. But I miss my partner every day.
No.
We've been talking about doing that, so we'll see what happens. I'll have some kind of announcement on where the tailgate show will be soon. All right, brother. So come and see me.
Hey, sounds good, Nick.
All right, roll tide,
man.
Roll tide. All right, let's go to Ryan Brown from the next round. Ryan, I'm in here just trying to stir up trouble. You come in. I hear you. Calm it all down, but I like your studio setup. Your microphone sounds great. You got a lot of bass coming my way. What did you think about the game?
That was a crazy one, wasn't it? For Alabama to jump out 17-0, and then you felt like, boy, this Auburn team, interim coach, going nowhere fast. What are they even playing for? You just wondered, hang on, I'm on the wrong camera. I'm going to change the camera.
No, you look good, man. I like that.
But hang on, but I got another camera set up that I want to use.
We got we're all looking at the collage. Oh,
there
look at that, the other angle.
Huh?
You got a lot more light on this side.
I know.
Like,
you okay with this?
Yeah. I don't care what angle.
That's my collage of media credentials from all the national championship games.
Oh, nice.
And then, all my Dolphins gear. But I was looking at this camera and it was on the other camera. Anyway, a crazy game to jump out 17-0 and then to have, you felt like an interim coach and, a team going nowhere, just playing to get bowl eligible, that this Auburn team will fold up and quit. But to their credit, man, they didn't. They just kept chipping away. In fact, I don't know about you, but when Auburn got down there and kicked the field goal the first time, I thought that was a mistake by Durkin. I was like, man, it's 17-3. You just gave Alabama a win right there. I thought he should have gone for that to try to make it 17-7 and stay in the game. I thought that might have cost them the game right there. But to their credit, they just kept chipping away.
Yeah. Look, Auburn, I got a lot of respect for, just be honest with you. This isn't, I see Troy in here in the comment section irritating everybody. I'm going to give Auburn some credit, and I'm going to be honest. I thought that Auburn made a mistake firing Hugh Freeze. I thought that they were really close. This isn't from an Alabama perspective. This is just me from a professional perspective. I saw a lot of growth in the program. They were really behind with the guy before. What was his name? Harsin. They were going in the right direction, and they lost a lot of games this year that they could have won, including tonight, including Georgia, where they got all those bad calls. They're a program that could have been on the verge. I thought they got impatient and they fired a really good coach. But they fight hard. Their defense is good. The offense is very one-dimensional. They drop a ton of passes. They constantly turn the ball over. They're not disciplined, but they fight their ass off, man. I mean, they play the game the right way too. I mean, I didn't feel like this was one of those games where there were a lot of cheap shots. I thought that both teams played a really clean game, and that I'll be honest with you, I said this off. I don't know if I said it on my shows, but I said it off the air. I took Bama to win. They did. They covered. They won. I thought they would blow them out. And I thought that what would happen was if Alabama got a lead on these guys, that they were going to make business decisions and the effort was going to start to kind of deflate because some of these guys, maybe a lot of them won't be back next year, depending on who the coach is. But that didn't happen. You know, they fought their ass off in the game. So tip of the cap to Auburn for upholding the value of this rivalry because it was another really good Iron Bowl.
No, I don't disagree with you on anything you said there. I mean, I thought again they could have folded up at 17-0, and this thing's 31-0, and nobody's watching at the end. But they did not do that. And again, I mean, what are you playing for there other than the pride of that uniform and defending your home field and trying to beat your in-state rival? I mean, look, bowl eligibility, that sounds nice, but you're going to go somewhere like the Texas Bowl or the Birmingham Bowl. That's not going to be great. I think they were probably playing for DJ Durkin. I think he's popular among those players. You know, I think signs are pointing to him actually getting this job. If you win I mean, who else is out there? I mean, John Summerall's the guy they want. It's apparent now that he's Florida, and the only thing I think that would turn his head is when Lane leaves finally to go to LSU. If Ole Miss gets in the mix, you know, I think right now, if it's down to Florida or Auburn, he's going Florida. So I just don't see how Auburn gets back in that. Everybody else has agreed to extensions that you might reach out to. So, I mean, I honestly think they're going to name DJ Durkin the head coach. That's not me reporting that or anything. That's just a gut feeling. That's all I'm saying, Mick, because I think that's going to be the head coach. So I do think there was an element of that. Like, I think they want to try to get him the job. The interim coach is frequently a popular guy, and I think they wanted to try to get him the job. So I think that's part of what they were doing too.
Mm-hmm. Now that's interesting. You know, like, will the Auburn fan base like accept the DJ Durkin head coaching job? You know, I mean, is he going to be able to go out there and recruit? John Summerall would have been a great hire. All of a sudden, it seems like he's going to go to Ole Miss, and Lane Kiffin's going to go to LSU. I heard from a pretty good source that I think up until about a week or two ago, Lane Kiffin was going to go to Florida. So that really shows you like how this thing changed so fast, right? If my connection was right, at least they thought so. And
I don't doubt that. No, I mean, I think he was a little bit. He was waiting on LSU to get their crap together, and you know, you had this Brian Kelly thing dragging out. Now they've got that behind them, or at least they've got what they're going to have to pay him behind them. You know, you just had a lot of stuff there, and I think he had to see Ole Miss get their crap, or excuse me, LSU get their crap together. So I think he always wanted LSU the most, but I think they had to show him that they would, they would have their crap together.
Yeah, like the $30 million in player money.
Yeah,
right?
That's right. I mean, the salary for him is going to be. I've said this all along. He's going to be the number one paid coach, whether he's at Ole Miss, Florida, or LSU. I mean, that's just the way this is going to be. So I don't think it's his salary. I think it's the player pool. And I think that's finally, probably what LSU got together, which is why I think he's going to end up there. But that impacts Summerall because I think Ole Miss would be very attractive to him. So I just, my gut tells me right now, it's just gut feeling, not reporting anything again, that I think Auburn wants to announce this pretty quick. And I think they're going to announce DJ Durkin.
Wow. See, that's crazy to me, Is that an upgrade from Hugh Freeze?
Well, I mean, it's 3 games, so I don't think you can judge on 3 games, but I thought they played better under him. I mean, they went to Vandy and they had their worst defensive. They had their best offensive game of the year and their worst defensive game of the year.
Right.
Mercer's.
Hey, how about Vandy going to Tennessee today?
Hey, they
whooping their ass. That was not expected by me.
Hey, and that was not fluke. That was not fluky, man. They just lined up and whipped them.
Well, they could and they played a terrible first half.
Yeah.
What the term I like to use is shitty. They came back in the second half and just warm out. Like I'm watching Diego, but it wasn't just Diego. It was the backs. It was the offensive line. Like Tennessee has owned that rivalry.
Yep.
And Vanderbilt's playing for a lot. They have a chance to get to the college football playoff. What an incredible year for them. I like Diego Pavia for the record. I do. I like watching him, and that was a huge win.
I just really like the way Clark Lee handles himself too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just, just pro's pro, not too high, not too low. I just really like the way he handles himself. So, yeah, I mean, great for them. First time they've ever had 10 wins. I mean, it's hard to believe that you're an SEC program. You've never had 10 wins.
Yeah.
What an amazing job. And here's the world we live in, Mick. He has that kind of year at Vanderbilt and chooses to stay at Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Well, Nashville's a cool place.
It is a cool place. And we're in a world now where, and you're seeing this, NIL levels the field, man. I mean, if you can get some donors, and Vandy's got some money, you get some donors to get behind you a little bit and build a roster, you can win there.
I'm gonna go through the stats with you because Auburn beat Alabama in a lot of stats.
Oh yeah,
they had 20 first downs to Bama's 18. They were 8 of 19 on third. Bama was just 4 of 17. Bama was 3 of 3 on fourth, including that ballsy touchdown on fourth down at the end of the game. Right? Auburn was 2 of 3 on fourth. Auburn outgained Bama 411 to 280. Bama had 122 passing yards. Ty Simpson was 19 of 35. That was worrisome to me. It really was. I feel like Ty's had like back-to-back games where he just hasn't been that sharp. Daniels had was 18 of 39, 259 yards. We didn't see, and I thought we would, Deuce. So I don't know why they didn't. I would have brought him in if I was them, just because he's such a spark. But they Bama outrushed them by like 3, 4, 5, 6 yards. 158 to 152.
Well, 158 for Alabama, though. That's actually really
good, right? Yeah. And but the difference in the game was the turnovers. Penalties were about even, 8 of 87 for Bama, 10 of 84 for Auburn. I mean, it was like the stats were pretty close, but the difference was that Ty Simpson made his best passes to Isaiah Horton in the end zone. All three of them were pretty good passes, but to great for the touchdowns. And that's it, man. You get down there. Auburn's had trouble scoring in the red zone all year, and Ty Simpson made 3 hellacious passes to score touchdowns.
Yep, there's no doubt. I mean, you're right. That is the difference. Alabama's ability to run the ball. They needed every one of those rush yards. Isaiah Horton was huge in a night where Ryan Williams was barely in the game. And, Jeremy Bernard was, ineffective. That's not a criticism of Jeremy. I'm sure it had a lot to do with the way Auburn was defending him, obviously. You struggled to protect Ty Simpson, so they needed and to me, like one of the biggest storylines coming into this game, Mick, was the injury to Josh Cuevas. I mean, he is just such a security blanket for Ty Simpson, and you saw it when Simpson tried to get the tight ends involved. It just wasn't the same.
Clowns, man. They were dropping passes like.
Well, number 14
footwork was bad. It was all just.
Yeah, number 14 just tripped. I mean, they run that backside drag. He's got so much green grass. Cuevas might have turned that into a touchdown.
I know, man.
And the kid just trips over his feet and drops the ball. I mean, that's a big loss right there. And look, just to look ahead. I mean, they got to play Georgia now, and they're going to do it without Jam Miller. It would appear without Cuevas. And I got to imagine Simpson's banged up. He took a beating tonight.
Yeah. He's a tough kid, man.
He
is. Like he really is. But it would have been nice if he could have gotten rid of the ball a little bit faster, right?
That's always been his problem. There are two things that, that plague him. I feel like he tries to do too much pre-snap at the line. My wife was we had some friends over, group watching the game here, and my wife actually asked the question, has Alabama called the timeout tonight when it wasn't to avoid a delay of game because they were so confused on offense?
They wasted them. You didn't have that when Saban was coach, by the way.
I know.
Ever.
And I don't know how much of it is Grubb and DeBoer and how much of it is Simpson just trying to get the perfect play, and he just takes it too deep in the play clock. And then they've got, motions and all of that, and it's just a mess. I mean, my gosh, coming out of the fourth quarter break, you come out of the timeout, and they had to call a timeout coming out of the quarter break.
I saw that, and look, here were my notes, and the play calling, come on, Grubb, like run the ball a little bit more so the Ty's not a sitting duck back there, I get the passing. I know you love that, but you know what? The running's why they won the game. Bama took their foot off the gas. Where the hell was Ryan Williams, right? Ty couldn't find a rhythm, but I needed to add to that. Like, what's going on? Have you ever seen where you come out of like a quarter or a half and then you got to call timeout because you can't get to playing? It's like,
that's amazing.
What are we doing?
I mean, most of the time, like when TV comes back, they're already at the line of scrimmage ready to go. And then boom, you start the play clock, 25 seconds. I mean, I don't know how you had to call a timeout there. And that's got to be so frustrating for Alabama fans because those timeouts, again, somehow they keep skating through these situations other than the Oklahoma game. They keep skating through somehow. I don't know how, but those timeouts don't cost them. But man, they do not value timeouts at all. At all. It's that's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, well, it didn't matter today, but it could matter down the road. You know, I mean, like it could be something that, you know, down the road you end up losing a game because, you know, you didn't take advantage of an opportunity that you had because, you know, you weren't ready to go. I know it's loud in there. That's the last like true. Well, I mean, I say that, but I mean, maybe you go into the playoffs somewhere, right?
Oh yeah. Unless you win the SEC championship game, you're probably going to play a road playoff game. I'd have to guess. I mean, we've never really seen this with a 3-loss team, but I think if Bama goes to Atlanta and loses to Georgia Saturday, you know, I think they'll be in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to drop out, but I do think they'll probably have to go on the road somewhere.
Yeah. It's been an interesting season. I will say this. I was disappointed in the Oklahoma loss, but I wasn't like, it didn't feel like the Florida State loss to me. It just felt like, you know, like there was a style that game needed to be played. We weren't playing that. Basically, just don't turn the ball over, kick it, and make them drive, and win the game 12-10. You know, don't worry about trying to score. Just worry about let them make the mistakes, which is what LSU did today, and they still lost. But
like the Florida State game, you left that game thinking, God, Florida State's the better team.
Yeah, right. We got our ass kicked.
Yeah, they just whipped Alabama. You left the Oklahoma game thinking, well, my gosh, Alabama was terrible on special teams and turned it over 3 times and still barely lost. So, yeah, I don't think Oklahoma's a better team than Alabama. But they won the game. Don't want to take that away from them. But you left the Florida State game thinking, my God, Florida State's a better team than Alabama.
Yeah, I did. Well, and I left that game going, where are we at? I mean, just watching
what you've been doing all summer.
We're so soft in that game. They've bounced back. You know, they've had
no doubt.
They've played their asses off. I mean, look, win, lose, or draw, since that game, they have really put a lot of effort out there. And tonight was one of those games where it wasn't easy. It could have been, but it wasn't. And but they got the job done, you know, and here we are, you know, on the plains again, needing a drive at the end of the game and got it, you know, and that, you know, for everything else that happened. I mean, that's the thing that we'll remember from this one, you know, 27-20, 6 straight wins. Now they got to come back to us next year. Does that mean, you know, they haven't won in Tuscaloosa a whole lot? You know, could it be 7 straight? I mean, I know we're a year away, but it's never easy for Alabama to go down there and win. But what my whole point was I'll take a loss to Oklahoma by 2 to go down there and beat Auburn. I would much rather that than lose to Auburn.
yes. I think most Alabama fans, if you had to pick one to lose, I think they would agree with you on that one. There's no doubt.
Well, I know a lot of you guys are on hold right now to get back on the phone. Ryan, anything else that you want to get into? What do you think is going to happen with Lane Kiffin? And I know we kind of talked about that a little bit. And do you think, and how do you think things are going to, you know, kind of match up for Alabama and Georgia? And some people in the comments section, not me, did note that you picked Auburn.
I did pick Auburn. I'll own that one. I mean, people say that like it's that crazy of a pick. My God, Alabama had to drive the length of the field. I mean, that was a toss-up game, right? Yeah, I picked Auburn to win the game. I'm not going to, I mean, it's on the record. I'm not going to shy away from that one. And I'll tell you the reason I did is I just thought, well, first of all, I thought they would play a little bit better offensively. They had shown much more offensive capability of late. I know that was Mercer part of it, but I was going back to the Vandy game as well. And I just didn't think Alabama could run the ball the way they did. I thought Alabama would do well to get 60 rush yards in this game. And they doubled that, more than doubled that. So yeah, absolutely. I picked Auburn. The Georgia game, look, Alabama owns Georgia. They absolutely own Georgia. Georgia has an Alabama problem. This feels like one of the most uphill climbs against them that Alabama will have just with all these injuries. If Cuevas cannot come back, you know, Jam Miller, that looked pretty bad right there. Now I'll say this though. I think Daniel Hill's the better running back. I don't know about you, Mick, but I think
Mhm.
Hill's the better running back. But now you don't have Riley either because he's got the broken jaw. So now you're Hill and Deere, who, man, they barely used AK Deere, but
I
who
know it's
knows,
time to
man?
unleash Deer.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe
I'm
this
just
kid
telling you.
comes out and he's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
But you know, and I see right here, Justin says Georgia's peaking, Bama's regressing. Don't go watch Georgia Tech. Georgia didn't peak in that one.
Mm-mm.
They showed some struggles in that one, and they kind of reverted back to some of the things that had plagued them this year. So,
Well, you're banged up. Look, we're getting into the territory here where you're playing an NFL style schedule.
yeah,
You know, this isn't like the game. This Alabama schedule this year and Auburn schedule too. Just because Troy's here talking so much shit in the comments, I'll throw it in there for you too, Troy. Both of these teams played very difficult schedules.
no doubt.
Bama went out and played at Florida State and played Wisconsin in the non-conference. I mean, that's on top of having to go through this gauntlet, man.
Yeah.
Vandy's no pushover anymore. Let me tell you something. If Auburn's the worst team in your league, you got a pretty damn good league, right?
I agree.
Mississippi State's a
Yep.
good team sometimes. You know, like they blew three games. You know, Kentucky will beat you if you're not careful. So I mean, it's tough, man. And you got South Carolina, they stink now, but they were good when Bama played.
Yeah. I mean, here's what I'll say. It's like the NFL, where the NFL is determined by who wins the one possession games, right?
Yeah.
You get to the end of the year and one team is 12-5 and one team is 9-8. The difference is the 12-5 team won most of their one possession games. The 9-8 team didn't. And that's Auburn and Alabama. I mean, you go back and look, Auburn has lost all the one possession games, all of them.
Right.
And Alabama has won the majority of them. The one possession game they lost was Oklahoma. Everything else, you know, South Carolina, one possession game, they won that one. Tonight, one possession game, they won that one. Georgia, one possession game, they won that one. Vanderbilt was realistically a one possession game. They got a garbage time touchdown. I mean, they won all these one possession games. Auburn, on the other hand, they played Georgia, one possession game for the most part. Couldn't win that one. You know, they're just game after game after game. Texas A&M, Oklahoma, all these one possession games that Auburn lost. It's like the NFL. It's just it's all about the one possession games.
Great night for you Bama fans to get your Buffalo Trace out, your Pappy, you know, your Blantons, whatever it is. Your Diet Coke. I've got a homemade. I've got a homemade yellow hammer here. Actually, my cup's empty. I need another one because I think it's going to be a long night. I really do.
You want me to talk for a minute while you go refill? Do you need a refill?
Yes. Could you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, please.
Right, yeah, no.
That sounds like a great idea because I had to go inside to do that. So
okay, go inside.
I'll let you do this. I'll even put you up on the screen here. Boom,
right,
like that.
There you go. You let me know when you come back. I'm going to read some of these. So Smuff, Mercy, all the pop-ups in the chat in here. Sorry, Smuff. We do what we can. I see a lot of you are people that are with us Monday through Friday, so we appreciate that. Morgan, he's one of our Monday through Friday guys. Kentucky sure got the belt to the ass today. I don't see how Mark Stoops survives that. 41-0 to Louisville, and that's not even a good Louisville team. 41-0. Smuff says Coleman going to get out of Auburn. They've started to utilize him more of late. Now, he was banged up tonight. He got hurt on that early pass. He came up limping after that. I don't think he was the same after that. And you saw him after the fumble at the end of the game, limped off a little bit from that too. But I do think, much like a lot of talk about Ryan Williams tonight, much like when Nick Saban retired and Alabama had to get very aggressive to keep Ryan Williams, I think Auburn will have to do the same thing with Cam Coleman. That phone will ring off the hook as soon as this game was over tonight. That phone is going to ring off the hook. So I do think Auburn will have to fight to keep Cam Coleman, and Cam Coleman will make anybody a better team. Outside of those receivers from Ohio State, and if you watch the game this morning, Ohio State and Michigan, those two daggum receivers can play. Other than that, Cam Coleman's one of the best you'll see. Those two guys are different now. Tate and Carnell Tate and Smith, Jeremiah Smith, those two guys are different, but boy, they can play. Alabama CIS says, I'm right about the Georgia Tech game. Dogs are not peaking. They were before that. I mean, against Texas, they destroyed Texas. But Georgia, back to Georgia Tech, they struggled to move the football. Ryan asking, will we be at the SEC title game? We will. Lance, Jim, and I, we're not doing our show from over there Friday. We'll be in studio Friday, but Saturday, we are hosting the Legend stage at SEC Fanfare. So if you've never been to the SEC championship game, SEC Fanfare is next door, and they bring in all the legends. And this year, I'm trying to remember who the Alabama legend was this year. I have forgotten it, but it was a Saban era player. And for the life of me right now, I cannot remember who it is. But the Auburn player is Cam Newton. And they bring all those legends in. We interview them up on a stage. People can sit and watch the interview. So we'll be doing that Saturday morning, and then we'll head over to the game. When the levee break said he hated to see the Vols routed, real shame. They definitely got routed. There's no doubt. Relayer says losing Coleman will hurt Auburn more than losing Williams would hurt Bama. Right now, Alabama would not, if Ryan Williams were not on the field, I don't think Alabama steps back much in the passing game at all. I think you saw that tonight. Now, it wasn't a great passing night for Alabama, but if you've got a healthy Cuevas, you saw what Isaiah Horton can do tonight with the 3 touchdowns. Jeremy Bernard's the best receiver on the team and has been all year. Lottie Brooks, I think, as a freshman, maybe he's hit his ceiling as a freshman, but that guy has been getting better every week. I think Alabama's fine at receiver moving forward. Now, I don't think they're going to lose Williams, but I'm just saying to respond to your comment there. I would do that. Could Alabama grab Coleman? Bryant asked. You could. It's going to take some money. Smuff says Ryan Williams definitely a no-show today. Then again, not a whole lot of wide receiver factor anywhere outside of Horton tonight. You're absolutely right. If not for Isaiah Horton, Alabama probably drops the game. Jake says, so Brown, Duke wins the ACC. Will there be 2 Group 5 teams in the playoff, or will Miami sneak in? That is a great question. Keep in mind, by rule, it is the top 5 conference champions. So you can't just say, well, instead of the second Group of 5 team, we're going to put Miami in. If there is a Group of 5 team ranked in front of ACC champion Duke, then you would have your SEC champion in, your Big Ten champion in, your Big 12 champion in, and then 2 Group of 5s. That's your 5. So there are 5 conference champions that are in no matter what. So it's not like they can just say, oh, I'll put Miami in. I saw someone suggesting, I can't remember who it was on Twitter tonight, that midstream here, the ACC just changed the rules and say, Duke, sorry, you're not good enough for putting Miami in our conference championship game. That would suck to do that. But if you're not paying attention, SMU got upset tonight at Cal. They were down 31-14, came back, took a 35-31 lead, then allowed Cal to drive to make it 37-35. Cal upsets SMU, knocks them out of the ACC championship game. So it is now Virginia, who beat Virginia Tech to earn their way in, facing Duke, who is 7-5. I don't know what a point spread would be. There's probably something out there. I haven't had a chance to look with point spreads. But Mick, we were just talking about Duke in the ACC championship game. If there's a Group of 5 team ranked in front of ACC champion Duke, that team gets the bid. Now, the important thing to remember here is the committee manipulates the rankings. They're the ones that control the rankings. So they get to determine if there's a Group of 5 team in front of Duke or not. But Mick, you know this, 8-5 Duke, they're 7-5 right now. If they win the conference championship game over Virginia to move to 8-5, boy, it's going to be hard just to throw them up in number 15 or something like that.
Yeah, right. I know. That's crazy. And the other thing too is I watched Clemson beat South Carolina.
Yep.
And then I watched Kentucky get their ass kicked, and I was like, God. Well, I've never pulled harder for Florida today.
I know. You don't want the ACC sweep. Hey, but we just talked about that while you were going to get your yellow hammer there. I mean, how does Stoops survive this? 41-0. The last 2 weeks.
He's done.
The last 2 weeks, Vandy, what was that, 35-3 or something like that? And then 41-0. I mean, I don't know how you survive that.
I don't know. I mean, and it's a tough league.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you how you survive it. It's $37.5 million. That's how you survive it. That's what they owe him.
Is that the buyout? Well,
that's the buyout. I think it's $37.5 million. That's a lot for Kentucky to pay for a football coach.
Saw our friend Troy in the comment section saying Auburn needs to pour all their money into hoops, and that's kind of what Kentucky's probably needs to do. Man, thank you for coming and hanging out. This is great. I didn't expect you to let me run in and get a drink and
I'll do it.
Refill, but I'm happy, man. I mean, I was like, if we blow this,
that was going to be a tough.
I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do it.
That was going to be a tough one to swallow up. 17-0 at Jordan-Hare in the first half. To lose that one,
Right.
that would have stuck with you. And not only just to lose it, but everything that goes with losing it in terms of the playoffs and all that, that would have stuck with Alabama for a long time.
Let me ask you this final question, and then
Sure.
we'll go to the phone lines. And you guys that are holding on, I'm going to get to every single call.
Yep.
So if
I'll
you
shut
stick
up.
with us
I'll shut up
tonight,
soon.
You know, I appreciate. And look, Ryan, if you want, I mean, you're welcome to stay and take some calls. They can't hear you, but you can hear them and comment. It's up to you. Do you think that I started hearing some people say that maybe the DeBoer to Penn State stuff had a little bit of legs to it, and that, you know, if he would have lost this game, there was a possibility. I don't know. I'm going to tell you guys the way I feel about DeBoer. I like him. I really do. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a modern coach with the way that you got to deal with NIL and everything else. He's recruiting, you know, he's landing recruits. Bama doesn't have the most money, but they're still up there as far as recruiting goes. And I don't like the firing the coaches. I think that the lack of stability is what Auburn's looking at right now. You might have to swallow a bad year or two to build that stability. But do you think that there was any chance, there is any chance that he ends up leaving for Penn State or something?
I don't think so, because your theory on why he would do that would be, hey, this job comes with way more pressure than he thought. His family's not happy in Tuscaloosa, all that narrative that you always hear. Yeah. Well, I mean, are you paying attention to Penn State? They just fired a coach that was in the college football semifinals last year. Yeah. Last year. And they fired him mid-season. And he was in the semifinals next year. Okay. Are you watching ESPN? Marty, you want me to break the news here?
Say it.
Marty Smith is reporting that Lane Kiffin will hold a team meeting Sunday at 9 a.m. Decision on his future expected to be released following the meeting.
Man.
I mean,
hey, I got to tell you this, like, total side note here.
Yeah.
But every time I see Marty Smith, I think about the time you guys had him on your show and Lance asked him about his accent. Like,
so have you heard the story of how I don't want to hold up these callers. You want to tell you the quick story about how we got Marty on? All right. So Marty, this is back when he was
we all love Marty. So does LT.
Oh, I love Marty. Marty is
everybody
a good friend.
does. No, I funny about the accent.
No, I texted Marty. I texted Marty during the Iron Bowl, and I'm like, man, I got a whole group of people in my basement, right here where I'm talking to you from, watching the Iron Bowl, and I've got a main TV and I got two side TVs, and Marty was up on one of the two side TVs all the time. Wow. And I was like, I got all these people here watching the Iron Bowl, and they're all worried about your well-being because they keep seeing you standing in the same place all day. But no, it's
AI generated Marty.
Yeah. So back when Marty was he was only doing NASCAR for ESPN. And one day on the show, Rockstar says, have you guys seen this Marty Smith guy on ESPN? His country is there. And then Rockstar does an imitation of him, and it's like spot on. Yeah. So there's a girl that was one of the PR people at Talladega Super Speedway, a good friend of ours, named Hannah Kinderconnect. And Hannah texted me and was like, the funny thing is, you guys would love Marty. He's a lot like y'all. And I was like, well, get him on the show. So we get him on the show, and you know how our show works. I set the guest up, right? Dunaway will say something, and I'll be like, all right, Mick Gillispie joins us now. So I say, all right, Marty Smith joins us on the whatever hotline it was at the time from ESPN to talk a little NASCAR. Marty, welcome in. And there's this long pause, and he goes, so let me get this straight. A bunch of boys that grew up in Alabama are making fun of my accent? And I was like, this is our kind of guy, man. Yeah, and from that point on, we hit it off. Marty's he's a good friend, man. He works his tail off.
Nothing but love and respect for Marty. Every time I see him, he kills it. He's great. He's genuine. And
hard
ESPN
worker.
Doesn't hire a lot of guys like him.
No, they don't. He's very unique. You're right.
It's especially for them. So good for him. And I know he's been standing there. The thing about Lane Kiffin, and you guys know, I'm not the biggest Lane Kiffin fan, and it really goes back to 2016, covering that team, like with the tailgate show and the way that he left Alabama.
Yeah, that was not good.
The way that he got fired. I thought that 2016 defense was the best defense. I thought we would have beat Clemson in that game in Tampa, and him not being there was to me was selfish. I mean, all these other coaches stuck and hung in there. The crazy thing, though, is that he's going to do it to his own team that has a chance to go to the college football playoff and win a national championship.
I know. But I mean, and that's what's so crazy is, I don't know if you saw on game day today where, Saban is like, they ought to let him coach. They ought to let him coach. And I'm like, dude, you're the guy that had to fire him.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't paying attention in the college football playoffs.
Right.
I mean, that's why I didn't understand Nick Saban going. I get that Nick Saban, is going to go to bat for coaches. It's a fraternity, but that was what was weird to me, was Saban taking his back when Saban was the guy that had to fire him because, and you've heard all the stories I've heard, but even all the personal stories aside, in the game, I had multiple people on that team telling me like he was calling plays in the game we had not practiced for 6 weeks.
I know. Yeah.
Stuff that wasn't even in the game plan. And we were looking at each other like, we haven't run this plan forever.
No, like they said in walkthrough was like stuff like that too. Like
Yeah.
he was just so out of it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but the guy's about to make $90 million.
Yep. That's crazy.
That's generational money. And, on top of that, he's going to have a lot of NIL money to spend at LSU. So I mean, I get it, but man, I mean, the system is broken right now. I think it is. I mean, it's a shame. They ought to have, but I can't imagine walking away from what he built. He did it himself. Like he took that program over and turned Ole Miss into a legitimate contender. And they didn't beat us, but I'll tell you what, they beat Georgia. They could beat us. I mean, they're good.
I saw it. Yeah, I mean, if Ole Miss, I saw a proposed matchup. Ole Miss was the favorite at home against Alabama, obviously.
Yeah. So what do you do now?
Who? If you're Ole Miss?
You're Ole Miss.
I set a roadblock in New Orleans and don't let John Summerall get out of there. He coached there before. He was linebacker coach.
Right.
And apparently liked it. And from what I understand, he's got a good relationship with Keith Carter, who's the Ole Miss AD, because he was there. I don't think he was AD yet, but I think he was like associate AD. So I think you know what you're getting into there, and you can win at Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin's proven that.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so it's up to you, man. Stick around if you want.
I'll stick around and listen to these calls.
Hang with us for a minute. Let's see what we got here. And first off, I want to say this. Thank you guys for holding on, man.
Yeah,
I really
I'm sorry
mean
I talk
that.
so much. That's all.
Who's this and where you calling from?
Hey, Mick, you got me?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, brother? This is Will from Athens. How you doing?
Will from Athens. What's up, man? Roll Tide, brother.
Roll Tide, man. I don't know if I've ever laid down on my back and just screamed like I did when Isaiah Horton made that catch on the fourth and whatever.
It was amazing.
Intense game.
Can you believe that they went for it on that fourth down play, Will? You're like, well, Connor Talty's kicked 2 field goals. Are we not going to trust him in this spot? No, we're throwing the damn ball. We're going to win this from right now.
Well, hey, what I will say is, and I know you'll get this a lot from callers, but as much shit as we gave Connor Talty, he gets his roses this week.
Hell yeah, man! Let's all toast him. Will, let's all toast this guy.
Yeah. 45 or 46 is not a chip shot, and then 35 is not a chip shot in the Iron Bowl. So, as much as we gave him, like, he was clutch tonight.
Please,
and, he needs to hear that as much as the negative stuff.
People in Tuscaloosa, please, for me, pick up Talty's tab. If you see him at Innisfree, if you see him at Colette's, hook him up, because we got on his ass, but he responded. We gave him a little Saban, right? We didn't pat him on the back. We didn't rub his shoulders. We gave him a little Saban. We gave him our version of Saban after he missed that field goal, in that terrible Eastern Illinois game or whatever, like, good for him, man. This was a great day for him. A lot of confidence too.
Yeah, great. great game for Connor. Am I mistaken, or did I see Jamarcus Shepard on the sideline still tonight?
He was there. Yeah, he was there. I mean, he's got a new job, but he was there for us. The receivers weren't, though.
He's headed to OSU, but I thought that was a really, really classy for him to still be there. I thought that was really, really, really cool for him to hang on for however long it will be.
Yeah, well, that's that's what you do, man. You finish up the season and then you go to your next job. Kirby did that. Loxley did that. I mean, we've had a whole host of coaches that have come through and done that. So
Lane didn't.
Yeah, Lane didn't, and that's what Ryan just said. Lane didn't. That's the problem that I have with Lane Kiffin. One of them. I mean, all the myriad of stories that you hear about him. And I'm glad he stopped drinking because he's so talented, man. Like, the guy's a genius when it comes to like offensive football. And I think he's going to win a national championship, maybe more than one, if he stays focused like he's been at Ole Miss. And he cost us that 2016 title, man. I'm glad Shepard stuck.
Yeah. And the thing is like with his growth as a person, like, that's what he's trying to do now, is to hang on to the Ole Miss team and to carry him through. Like he didn't then with Alabama. And so, it's like Saban said, it's really the calendar's fault. And so it puts him in a no-win position. And so, I really like Lane. I think he's a great coach, and I know it's, a hard position for him to be in, and hopefully they let him continue to carry Ole Miss through the playoffs. I don't want to face them if we don't have to. That would be nice because I think they got a great team, but I think it would be a misstep for them not to allow him to coach Ole Miss through the playoffs.
Yeah. Once you take another job, though, you're out. When he tells his team at 9 a.m. tomorrow that he's going to Ole Miss, to LSU, he's done. It's over. And I think he was going to go to Florida. I'm telling you guys, the LSU thing came in late. I think he was going to go to Florida, and Florida just basically, LSU just stepped up with the NIL money. They made him a better contract offer, and that's where he's going to end up. And he'll have a lot of talent down there. He doesn't have to worry about, the sisters of the poor. Auburn, hanging around to try to take some of your players. You own the state. The guy can recruit. He's going to have the money now. Not to say that he didn't at Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss did everything they possibly could to keep him. But you know what? He kind of had eyes on another place. Will, any final thoughts, brother?
Yeah, I got a couple points. To the Lane Kiffin discussion, I think Lane's probably a better fit for Florida. I've thought that all along.
Yeah.
I think them saying that Brian Kelly was fired, the way he was just a ploy to tell Lane, like, hey, if you come here for a couple years and it doesn't work out, we're not going to kick you out the door and try to find a way to not pay you.
Yeah. Well, this is the most important thing that used to be like, well, let me just go back to when I was at Alabama and we lost 6 straight, or really 5 straight to Auburn. It sucks. And we had Shula, and I'm going, and we got to do something here. And at that point, it was truly amateur athletics. The one thing you could do to separate yourself was go out and hire the best possible coach, right? Ryan, you know this. And then Bama did that. They go and they pay a ton of money for Saban, what was like $3 or $4 million. That's not even anything anymore. And all the guy did was just increase my property value and kick ass for, 17 years and change the landscape of college football. Now, and Lane, this is why Lane probably wants to go, is that if you want to be on top, you better have that money going to these players, because they've got to want to come to play for you, and then you got to have the money to keep them.
Yeah, I agree. you know, and again, the portal has changed all of that because now you don't have to do recruiting cycle after recruiting cycle. You can get good quick. I mean, again, Indiana's the best example of this, right?
Mhm.
Indiana, traditionally awful program, hires a guy. He does well in the portal. Some of his guys that he had at James Madison, he follows it up again, finds a quarterback in the portal. I mean, he got good immediately at a terrible program. I mean,
Right.
Indiana's an awful program. So if you can do it there, and Clark Lee's a good example. As soon as, you know, he gets Diego Pavia, they're different programs. So I just think anymore, it's so much easier now to turn one around than it ever has been.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the fourth down. I guess I'm the only one. Like, as soon as it was second down, I thought they were in 4-down territory.
Really?
Yeah. And then especially, so they completed, I think it was second down, they completed to the sideline right there, if I'm not mistaken. And there was a stoppage in play. I don't know if there was a timeout or something like that. And I remember a buddy of mine texted me and he said, "Is this 4-down territory?" I said, "Absolutely." So I guess I'm alone because I've had so many people. I did a hit on CBS 42 and Scott Griffin was saying the same things. Like, I could not believe. Then, you know, Chris Fowler was saying the same thing. I couldn't believe they're going for it. I thought that was the right call, honestly. I thought going for it was the play there.
Did you think, okay, so I'm glad they did, right?
Well, sure. In hindsight, yeah.
You know, like they've had problems with Connor Talty. He hasn't been automatic.
Right.
He had his best day, and I told you guys, buy him buy his drinks if you run into him at Innisfree or Galette's tonight. I mean, he deserves it, right? Ladies, you know, give him a high five if you see him. Dudes, give him a little
wink at him.
Yeah. Whatever it takes to know, like, whatever you did from last week to this week, you came up in one of the big games, and we love you for it.
Yeah.
But maybe they didn't feel like, you know, that they were comfortable in that spot, but it was like 3rd and 2. They throw into the end zone. Then I watched the replay and I'm thinking, like, man, we were, you know, this wasn't an easy pass. And Ty was on his ass the entire game, man. Like, he never got comfortable, but he made 3 hellacious passes in the red zone.
Yep. But that's who this coaching staff is. They're very aggressive on 4th down. So to me, that's why I like the call, because it's who you are. You know, that's your coaching style. I was more surprised when they rolled Talty out the first time. I think that was only like 4th and 4.
Yeah.
And they roll him out to kick. What was that? A 42-yarder, 45-yarder? I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I thought you would for sure go for that.
When I saw it go through the uprights, I was like, oh, well, what are we? Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once I got out from under the desk, you know, I was like, oh, we can kick tonight, you know. And I hope that, I hope they get, like, those 2 kicks were big, and I hope that continues when we're in Atlanta playing Georgia. But yeah, so you thought, well, if they don't get it, then they're going to make Georgia have to go the length of the field anyway. I mean,
yeah, and I mean, Auburn's got to go, 97 yards there or something like that. And, you know, they only need a field goal. You've got timeouts left. That's what DeBoer said in the post game is I had faith in my offense and I had faith in my defense to get the ball back. So I think if you get the ball back there, you're going to have great field position and you may have a timeout left or you got the 2-minute warning left. So I like the play. I thought that was the right call, was to go for it.
And guys, hang on, we're gonna get to you. What did DeBoer say about Ryan Williams? Why didn't he play?
I don't. Let's see. I listened to the whole news conference, and I don't know that he was asked about him.
Nobody asked that.
I don't think so. I'll go back and look.
What are you guys at the press conference doing?
Yeah, why did Ryan Williams?
I mean, isn't that like an important question?
Yeah.
What did he say about
I'll see if I can find a transcript.
I'm looking through it right now.
He didn't have an update on his overall situation.
He said a lower leg injury.
And lower leg is all he said, but there was there was no update on we think he's done for the year or anything like that. I'll see if I can find what he said. I don't think he was asked about Ryan Williams. I don't remember him being asked. I'll say it that way.
Hey, Will, great call, brother, and thank you. All right, let's go back to the phone lines again. And you guys that have been hanging on this long, I love you for doing it, man. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Really appreciate it. All right, who's this and where you calling from?
Hunter from Hartford, Alabama.
Hunter from where?
Hartford, Alabama.
Dothan. Okay, what's up, man? Roll Tide.
Yeah, Coach Dothan. Yeah, Roll Tide. Hey, y'all talked about this a little bit, and I think the biggest thing for me the whole night, and why I was kind of so frustrated the whole night was seeing Ty not run the ball when it's obvious he should have. Like on
Well,
that first, when he was trying to get the first down,
yeah.
and he threw it and missed it. Or if he just would have stepped up and ran when the pocket kind of collapsed, we would have got the first down.
I know.
And so last year I was getting mad because Miller was running it too much, and here I'm getting a little bit frustrated because Ty's not running it enough.
Dude,
And,
Hunter,
so
I can't
I
can't agree with you more,
don't-
brother. I can't agree with you more. There were so many running lanes for him. Like I agree. And then he's throwing the ball, and it's like, man, all you got to do is get 5 yards. You don't even need to throw a 17-yard pass. Just get the first down. And because the minute that they think that you might run, they're going to come off your guy and you're going to open up some lanes. Totally saw the same thing.
Right, yeah, and he didn't give him that opportunity. Yeah, he didn't give him that opportunity to be able to do that. And I think that I don't know if is he being coached to do this, or he's just always looking for the play downfield, which is good in a sense. But when we're trying to go for first downs, I mean, you can't have that mentality of always the big play. You got to take what the defense gives you and just get the first down and then reset. Then then look for the big play. But
right,
I don't know if he's being coached that way or if he's just that's his instincts. But I'm sitting there, thinking. I mean, I'm not even the coach, but I'm sitting there thinking, why aren't the coaching staff, telling him to take those running lanes when they come available?
Yeah, I think that's how Auburn got back in the game. I mean, like running the ball, quarterback runs.
Right, and I think we quarterback position. Now, thankfully, we had a running game tonight, but it also said something earlier I wanted to talk about too. Is I think that we should give AKB a good chance.
Yeah,
let that kid get in there. We don't know really what he's fully capable of.
right.
And you see that tonight where he got that one little thing. He's got some burst to him. And so I think he's going to be a good player for him. I don't know if the coaching staff just wants him to develop a little bit more physically or what the deal is. But I say, hey, at this point, we ain't got nothing to lose. So we might as well just, go in and let the kid, and what has happened to Richard Young? I hadn't seen him in like 3 games.
That's a great question.
So I don't know if you know anything about that.
Yeah, and that's something that Ryan and I can chew on. Anything else? Any other points before we kind of talk about the topics that you brought up?
The only thing is, and I've said this for the past 3 games, a big shout out to Red Morgan.
Yeah.
I know the kid made a little couple of mistakes tonight, but that kid's good. And, the more that he gets experience, he's going to be a really, really good player for us. He's a really good player for us, but he's going to be the better one next year. So I like that kid. I think he's going to be an NFL player one day, I think.
Right on. Well, he look, man. I mean,
thank you, man. Roll Tide.
Hey, Roll Tide, brother. Thank you. All you guys that are on the calls, man, make sure are on the phones. We're going to get to you. The Bama had to rely on some guys today. Like they targeting penalties, like you're out of the game.
Yeah.
I thought some of you guys aren't going to like to hear this. I thought the officiating was pretty fair, man. Like,
I don't disagree.
Really
I thought I thought one of the Auburn pass interferences that they called was a little, I thought that probably could go, but then they called pretty much the same thing on Red Morgan or Minchie.
Yeah.
I can't remember which it was.
Whatever. I know the one
on one of those final drives. Yeah. The Auburn fans are going to get upset with that roughing the passer, and that is a tough call. Like you're pushed down to the ground and you go into the quarterback's legs, but it's the way the rule works. I mean,
yeah, that started in the NFL, and that's a.
Yep.
I didn't think. I thought some of the pass interferences were the one. Both sides. I thought that they were kind of, but you can't hit the quarterback in the legs. You can't hit him in the head. They protect the quarterbacks. This one didn't feel like there was a game Alabama played against Tennessee in 22.
Oh, Lord, yeah. That was like 17 penalties.
And that game makes me think that the FBI needs to pay close attention to the officiating. I swear to God. I'm sorry. I know that I might sound, but I have never seen another game like that. The Oklahoma game last year was one where I was like, man, there's a lot of shady stuff that took the touchdown back from Ryan Williams, but it wasn't like that game. And tonight just felt like, hey, we're calling this. It kind of went both ways. Nobody had like an advantage or a disadvantage on the officiating. The way that football works now is that, you don't have those. You can't just be on the roster and not play. I mean, you know what I mean? Like a lot of these guys got to be in there like Red Morgan. Hey, you better be ready to go because we're going to need you. And so
when he went out, they bring a dude in with a club on his hand playing in the secondary.
Right.
I mean, you got to be ready to go. Yeah. Red Morgan's a heck of a player. I like that kid. Man,
I do too.
Plays hard.
Another great call. All right, let's go back to the phone lines again and talk to you guys. I tell you what, man, you guys, I love you guys for hanging on so long.
Awesome.
Who's this and where you come from?
Hey, Mick, it's Phil down in San Francisco.
Oh, there he is. Mr. San Francisco Giants. Are you in San Fran or are you in Japan right now?
I got a few weeks till I go to Japan, but I'm going to Japan and follow that to Scottsdale for spring training. But no, I'm in San Francisco Bay Area. I just popped a brand new bottle of Old Fitzgerald 7-year bottled in bond, and I can't believe I'm still awake.
Right.
Because I've been listening. It's been a great show as usual, but thanks, God, I've been holding on, my friend.
Well, you have.
And let me tell you,
dude, thank you, by the way.
Two things. First of all, I will hold on forever. I love your show. Everything you all are doing, it's just great. The callers, the guests, all of it. But two things I want to bring up to you. One, I've been on this Lane train, and I watched some kind of a mock documentary recently. I was actually in Scottsdale for some meetings a couple weeks ago and had this Lane show on, and I'm like, God, I really do. And it made me remember the good things of Lane and not the bad. And you pointed out 16, and I forgot about 16 and what that left us like. So I was like, oh man, up until today, I've been all about Lane, and then starting to think about like how he's dragging Ole Miss through the mud right now. Because let's be honest, if he's dragging it this long, he's going to LSU, which is too bad because I think he's built something really strong at Ole Miss. But I do get it. I think going to LSU, being the only college there that's going to draw in the NIL is going to be huge for them. But anyway, there's that. And I'm disappointed in him. And I totally forgot about 16. And now I'm a little bit more disappointed in him. We were talking about Iron Bowl. You were talking about Iron Bowls and memories. And one of the worst to me, there's been a few, the kick six or whatever. But honestly, it was 2000, November 18th, 2000. We were hosting in Tuscaloosa. I was a senior. You were there too. And I was all excited. My brother was going to fly into town. For some reason, flight schedules got messed up and he didn't make it. So I went to the game actually by myself. It was the coldest game that I've ever been to in Tuscaloosa. In fact, it was like freezing, ice storm. We lost 9-0. That may have been the worst Iron Bowl I've ever been a part of in my entire Bama experiences. It was awful. It was awful. Crown Royal, sipping Crown Royal in the student section could not heat me up to help me out. It was awful.
That's so funny. That was part of that. When they beat us 6 straight, Phil.
Yeah, that was it. That was the thing. That was the thumb. And damn you, Tuberville. But guess
was
what?
That the thumb? Was that the thumb?
We've been on a great run. That was the thumb, I think. I'm pretty sure. It was
So
the
where are
thumb.
we at now?
It
Like
really
here.
hurt.
Are we here? What's the finger
We're-
that comes on
We're
the?
about the thumb.
So we got two thumbs now. So we're like this.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just wondering.
Yeah. But you know what? Look, going into tonight's game, my brother, which you know my brother well,
Yeah.
was so afraid of Auburn and playing at Auburn. And I'm like, look, we had Gravedigger 2 years ago. We had the Bryce Dream 4 years ago. Like, okay, we've got momentum, but at the same time, there's some crazy shit that happens in Auburn on the Plains. And tonight, I mean, shoot, we got up and I was like, all right, we're moving. Ethan, my son, and I were watching it, and Kiki was putting lights on the Christmas tree because she was too stressed out to watch the game. But Ethan and I were like, all right, this is moving. This is good. All right, 17. Oh, we got that touchdown. We're good. And then the Auburn type of stuff started happening, and you're like, oh my gosh. And honestly, let's be honest. Ty has not been Ty since the bye. I don't know what's happened since the bye week.
Yeah.
But getting through that gauntlet that we had, he was unbelievable. And then we come back from the bye, and he's just never been the same. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Ty. I don't know if it's the play calling. I will admit this, and I don't know if this is all on Ty. I am so sick and tired of every single play running down on the play clock because he's looking at the defense, he's looking to the sidelines, he's changing the play. And I mean, tonight was a disaster. We were calling timeouts before they were even necessary.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous. We've got to get over that if we're going to continue to move forward in what we're doing from a playoff standpoint. But I've been disappointed in him. At the same time, he made some great throws tonight under pressure. And at the same time, the guy was under pressure ridiculously tonight. Like, consistently on his heels, and that's not all his fault. That's offensive line, that's play calling, it's a little bit of both. So I'm hoping this is just the nature of the beast of a rivalry game, and we figure it out for next week and beyond. But at the same time, I'm like, what's going on here?
Hey, look, man, Phil, I'm going to throw this up here for you. You were talking about up 17 zip. And Gelato's like, with the super chats.
Oh.
Thank you for the super chat, brother. And Ryan, you can even comment on this.
Yes.
He's like, we're up 17-0, and we run a flea flicker, and that's when the game changed.
I agree.
And the flea flicker was terribly executed.
Oh, I mean, just
didn't fool anybody.
Took forever to develop too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're running it right down their throat. You got the running game going. I didn't understand that at all.
So
Yeah, that was a terrible call.
That was so bad.
It
Hey,
was.
did I just hear a bottle pop, Phil?
So bad. you did. I didn't
I
think
just
that was
heard that.
on there, but yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, roll
Yeah.
Tide.
Sorry. My bad.
Well, roll Tide, man. Any final thoughts? We're gonna chew on what you just brought up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I got a few things. Look, first of all, we won. So that's a huge get. Travis and I have been going back and forth. Travis, my brother, and I have been going back and forth. He says we have to win next Saturday to get in the playoffs. And this is the disparity of where we're at right now. And there's this, okay, if you make it to the conference championship game, it's not going to be held against you. But Oklahoma was just congratulated that they're in now.
Right.
And yes, they beat us, but they don't have to play next weekend.
Yeah.
And this is the really quandary that we're playing in
And
right now,
Vandy.
which is
Yeah.
really tough.
Right. And Vandy, we beat them, but I mean, are they going to be
Yeah,
out?
Vandy, look, first of all, I can't stand Pavia, but at the same time, I respect him. And if you're playing Tennessee, I am definitely a fan of yours. We hate Tennessee right behind Auburn. But they waxed him today.
They whooped their
Congratulations to them
ass
and helping
on
his
their
high
own
self.
field.
Vandy does not deserve anything above us. If we lose, Vandy shouldn't be in there. And I still think if we lose, Oklahoma shouldn't jump us. But those gentlemen or women that are in it, whoever's judging who's going into the college football playoffs, have a really tough task. It gets harder every time because they keep changing the rules and what they think is going to be what helps you get in. And it makes it actually even harder. Conference championship's not going to hold it against you. All right, now it may, because if Alabama loses to Georgia, which we're not, we own Georgia. And I've been such a huge fan of this defense, which I didn't expect this year, but this defense has been nasty.
They have.
And honestly, looking at the stats today, I was actually surprised the fact that we got really blown out in total yards, 411 for Auburn to 280 for us. And honestly, it was 2 big bust plays for Auburn that bumped that number up. This defense has been like so good all year, and it will continue to be good. The only reason we don't play well is when the offense isn't really doing well, and that's what's been the case. But all that to say, if we lost to Georgia next week and then we get held out, but Oklahoma gets in, they beat us, but that, like, you're supposed to not hold that against us. It shouldn't matter. We made it to the conference championship, so whatever happened shouldn't matter.
Well, they're saying in the comments section that the All-State predictor says that we went up to 90% to make the playoffs, and that they think that we're going to get in. And I can't imagine us. Like, they put that shitty SMU team in last year. Yeah, Ryan, I know.
Well, that's
I mean, come on, man. They played the Notre Dame schedule. Like, come on.
Well, Notre Dame doesn't belong. Let's be honest.
I know.
Get in the conference, play a conference championship, and then you can speak. But hey, let me go back real quick. One of the things that I think that was missing today, and it's been a huge asset to us this year, is Cuevas.
Yeah,
and I don't know his status, and I kind of missed out on that. I'm hoping he's back, but he has been a huge asset to the team and for a check down for Ty. So I'm hoping he gets back.
Mm-hmm.
But Jam played his ass off tonight, and I hate the fact that he got injured. But at the same time, I felt Jam's been holding back some of the others a little bit, in that DeBoer has been very loyal to Jam. And I just don't think Jam's been healthy this year and been able to yards. But let me tell you, you're going to see a deer in headlights, because I like Deer. AK Deer is a stud. Unfortunately, with Jam's injury and he's out, which maybe he's not. Maybe he's okay, but he limped off. He was on crutches, whatever it may be. But any time that AK Deer is going to get on the field, I think is going to cause havoc for anybody that's got to defend us.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to what's to come. I think, look, throw it all out the window. It's the Iron Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's at Auburn. We survived. We won. We got 10 wins. We're 10-2. And now we're in the SEC championship. So I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to pop one more shot of
pop
this old
it, baby.
Fitzgerald. By the way, I got this old Fitzgerald at Costco. Costco's had some great finds on some whiskey lately. And they're like, hey, one purchase per member. And I'm like, okay, that's got to be good. So I'm taking it.
Yeah, well, look, man, Roll Tide, Phil, love you, brother. Always great to hear your voice. And
Roll Tide, brother.
I can't wait
Roll
to talk
Tide.
to you after the
Always-
Georgia
always
win next week.
Likewise. We'll have to catch up soon.
Yeah, man. Great call. Thank you, man. I'm gonna let Ryan chew on your call, but man, I love Phil. Phil's a great dude, and
it's all good. There's
huge Bama fan and graduate of Alabama. But I mean, just kind of get into this. I mean, what do you think? Is Bama definitely in?
So I think they are. Yeah. Hey, real quick though, the point spread out for the game, the Alabama-Georgia game, SEC championship, and I think people might be surprised at this point spread, because I think there is a perception that Alabama has limped into this thing and Georgia has sailed into this thing. Georgia's a 1.5 point favorite.
Wow.
That's lower than you would have thought, right?
Whoa! No, I did not think that. I didn't think you were going to come at me with that.
That's where it opened. We'll see where it gets bet to, but it opened at Georgia 1.5. So we'll see. We'll see where that gets bet to.
What's that?
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. You were what?
I was going to say I was really confident in Alabama covering the spread this game. It was actually closer than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I just felt like Bama was a much better team than Auburn. And like I said before, I was surprised that Auburn didn't, have more guys just were like, hey, look, this is a business decision. I'm not going out here and getting hurt.
That's right.
When they're up 17-0, and I thought, everybody that was like, why are you running a flea flicker? I mean, if it works, it's great, but we don't need trick plays. Just keep punching them in the mouth. And that did kind of change the momentum a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't like that call at all. As far as Alabama playing in Atlanta, the committee has said they only view playing in a conference championship as a good thing. You made the point just a moment ago. Look at SMU last year. They didn't punish them. They barely viewed that as a loss. And I just don't think, I think the committee looks at it as Alabama and Georgia and Virginia and Duke and Indiana and Ohio State. They're being and Texas Tech and BYU. They're being asked to do something nobody else is asked to do. They're being asked to play another game. So I'm not going to penalize them for that. It should be rewarded. My computer's about to die. I don't have it plugged in. It should be rewarded. So I don't think it's going to hurt them playing in Atlanta. I think Alabama is in this thing. Again, you got to remember who runs this thing. It's the SEC and the Big Ten.
Right.
And they value the championship games have lost value, but not in their eyes. They still value their championship games. They can't allow their championship game to be diminished by a team going to it and getting left out.
God, that is a great point.
And I mean, what does that do to the SEC?
Point.
Yeah, what does that do to the SEC championship game if Alabama goes and that's what gets them left out? Then you're going to have to start having the discussions. You're going to have coaches openly saying, I hope we really don't go. I hope we lose the tiebreakers. The SEC and the Big Ten don't want that. And that's who runs this thing. So to me, I'm not saying it is built in the rules that, hey, if they're in the conference championship game, you can't leave them out. I do think it's an understanding, though, of we run this thing. If one of our teams is in the conference championship game, that loss does not knock them out of the playoffs.
So does that mean Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Alabama
and Oklahoma
4-team? So you say 5 teams get in?
I mean, you can't leave Oklahoma out. I mean, they were awful today against LSU, but I don't know how you leave them out. So I think
that'd be 5 teams, though.
That's 5. Then you've got from the Big Ten, Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon. There's 8. You've got the ACC champion is 9. You've got Notre Dame is 10. You got the Big 12 champion is 11. And the group of 5 is 12. Now, the tricky thing is if Texas Tech doesn't win the Big 12 championship game, because I think they've done enough to get in on their own merit. And if they don't win the conference championship game, somebody's going to have to bow out.
Right. Yeah.
But I think you got 5 SEC.
I think we might have lost Ryan. Okay, right in the middle of his point that he was making. He said his battery was about to die. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. I think we lost him, but we didn't lose you guys, and we're here. Make sure that you like and subscribe. And don't forget, man, we're brought to you guys by Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi. They've got a big concert coming up. Dee Snider from Twisted Sister, Lita Ford did that amazing song with Ozzy. Firehouse, they're all going to be there December 27th, 8 o'clock, Choctaw, Mississippi. Philadelphia, Mississippi. Hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, maybe a little more. 2 and change from Birmingham, and a great place. Who's this and where you calling from? Caller, are you there? I'm not going to kick you out. I'm just going to move you back into the thing, and I'll pick you up again here after we do another call. Who's this and where you calling from?
Hey, Mick, it's Heath from Huntsville.
Heath, man. God, I love you, brother. Heath, you bought the whole tailgate show, a Bushwhacker, and Mike. I saw Mike Johnson drinking his.
Who's a flow drinking?
And Big Poppy. I mean, Ryan.
Yeah,
Ryan Anderson. He drank it. I drank mine. Great to see you, man.
You too, man. Ryan was hesitant. He's like, "What's this white dude doing?"
I don't think it's that. I think that I think that he just is. He doesn't really drink that much. You know what I mean? So he knows how dangerous those bushwhackers can be.
It's all good, man. Man, I loved it. It was a great day. I loved the whole thing. So I'm out here fishing right now in Destin.
No way.
And I haven't caught nothing.
It's cold.
Yeah, man. I'm using like a finger length mullets. So what I'm going to do next year is I'm going to come down to the mullet talk. I'm going to bring his little finger length, those little finger mullets, or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Little finger mullets.
The little guys.
Yeah. You throw the real mullet. I'm going to throw a finger length. We'll see who goes further.
Yeah. I missed,
I got like 60 feet on my cast.
I enjoyed the Floribama so much yesterday, man. It was so good. I think my nephew watched the Bama game from there. Yeah, it was such a good. I mean, it was such a good vibe, man. It was great to see you and everybody else and do the show there. You know, I hated that Coker missed it. I called him last night and I was like, dude, you missed a great time, you know. But it's awesome seeing you.
You tell Coker that he can go hunt for a week, and I'm gonna still school him in a subdivision. I'm doing like these hunting things that like bow hunting for like the hungry.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I don't know if you ever heard of it, but like, yeah. So you go out and you kill out, like, you go to the subdivisions and where they've built all these little places out in the county, but it's, or the city or whatever, and you kill these does, but I donate everything to the hungry.
That's great.
So yeah, and yeah, man, it's pretty cool. So if Coker ever wants to go kill some deer, just tell him to give me a call.
Well, he can he donate the deer he kills on his property to the hungry? Because he told me he was pretty involved in that.
Yeah, he can. Yeah. So like, it's the Hunters for the Hungry. Alabama has it, and I know like there's a lot of people out here that, you know, that are listening to your thing that they hunt and stuff like that. So if you can kill any deer and you can go to a processor, they got contracts through the state, and you can donate Hunters for the Hungry and donate whatever food or venison they get off those deer. And it goes to like the homeless shelters and stuff like that, the soup kitchens. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Like, yeah. I mean, I just love helping people out. I mean, so it's a neat program that the state of Alabama has.
That is great, man. Well, what'd you think about the game?
So I've been fishing, but I listened to it on my phone. I think Alabama won, right?
Yeah.
Did we win?
We did. Sixth straight in this the best rivalry in college football. I don't care what anybody in Ohio State, Michigan says.
So like, I know that whenever, what was it, Tupperville said fear the thumb, and then Saban whooped them 36-0, I think, in Bryant-Denny.
Yeah.
And so they didn't get to do the thumb. But we've done the thumb, and next year we're going to do the fear the index finger.
Like this. I love beating them. I mean, and it's, you know,
I hate them.
I do too, man. I do. I love it when their fans are in here talking shit. It's like cry. We won.
Yeah, but see, I don't really hate them. I just despise them. I hate Tennessee, but I despise Auburn. But it's so fun. Like, every time, like, man, the whole month, Auburn fans have been saying, we're going to get y'all. We're going to ruin y'all season. We're going to do that. That's all they're wanting to do, is ruin, Alabama's playoff chances. Guess what they didn't do?
Yeah, they
did not ruin our playoff chances.
Not today, they didn't.
Yeah, and then Georgia fans, hey, and where I live and where I work, we got a lot of Georgia fans, and they're like, we're not going to go to the SEC championship game because it don't mean anything. Guess where they're going to be?
Yeah,
they're going to be I already told every Georgia fan they need to start paying Alabama taxes because we own them.
To beat them twice in a season, though, would be something crazy. I mean,
that would be crazy, but I'm going for a 3. I'm going for 3.
we beat
So,
them this and
look
then we
at
beat
it
them
this way.
again.
We beat them in the regular season. We beat them in Atlanta.
That would be that.
I mean, it's a possibility, right?
I don't know. You know, it's going to be interesting. I mean, like if Ryan's right and we're in, no matter what, like where does that put us in the postseason, right? I mean, hopefully we win and we get a bye. But if we lose, I mean, does that put us on the road somewhere? You know, where are we going? I mean, I would hate for us to go to Oregon, you know, because I mean, we can't. None of us are going to. I mean, how many of y'all are going to Oregon? You know.
I mean,
last year, us against
look at
Penn
it this
State
way.
would have been a hell of a game in the first round, man. They missed an opportunity to have a marquee matchup because they put SMU in, right? But I guess, you know, the funny thing is that it's kind of put us in a spot now where, you know, we're probably going to get in, win or lose in this conference championship game, you know? And so, okay, if that's what you guys want.
Yeah, but they can put us anywhere. I remember, because I'm probably older than you, but I remember whenever we were on probation, so we couldn't go to a bowl game.
I was
so
there.
We went to Hawaii.
I would remember that.
40,000 people. Yeah, 40,000 Alabama fans went to Hawaii. So I'll go to Oregon. Matter of fact, Mick, if we go to Oregon, I'll buy your ticket. Me and you both go.
Let's do it. Let's do
it. It's a little bit more than a bushwhacker, but
yeah.
I'll pay for your ticket.
Dude, when you brought those
I ain't worried about it, man. We're going all the way.
I hope so, man. Well, great. Hey, great to talk to you, Heath. Any final thoughts, brother?
Well, I could say it, but all right, fuck it. Fuck Auburn. That's my final thought.
Well, hey, thanks for the bushwhackers.
I love you, brother.
I love you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you for the bushwhackers at the Floribama, and you know, another great call. Look, it's a great rivalry, and honestly, like it is, if you know, if we didn't have Auburn, we wouldn't have this rivalry game, and I think the SEC is built on the Iron Bowl. I really do. So, yeah, you know, would would we have to try the green in Oregon? Jay Bake, we probably would, because you don't want to go out there and not fit in. Okay. And I'll say this about Oregon is, as you guys know, and maybe you don't, let me swing the camera over there. Right. You know, I'm a huge Deadhead. I saw where they did that collab with the Dead and Nike, and I was like, whoa, this is cool. I wish we did something like that. I'm not saying that we need to have like uniforms like that, but I'm just saying like it would be cool to have a collab like that where, you know, we go out there and make NIL money and get people excited about our program based off of our gear. You know, I think that'd be pretty cool. All right, let's go back to the phone lines again. And all you guys that are waiting, man, I can't thank you enough. Who's this and where you calling from? You there? All right, look, I guess you're hanging, but you're not. All right, let me try to go to one more call and see if you're still there. Who's this and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
What's up, man?
Is this Uncle Charles?
It's Uncle Charles.
Uncle Charles.
Yeah, yes, sir.
It's not a party until Uncle Charles shows up, man. Happy Thanksgiving, my man. How you doing?
Thank you and your family. My personal came down a little bit. You know, it's amazing to me how you can leave Alabama and then come back and do the same thing before you had left. I can't understand Ryan Good. You got 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. You get the ball to the running back.
Listen, he said he ran Jam Miller to death, ran him to death. He said, well, he's starting linebacker. Listen, man, you ran him into some crutches. Now you're over there hopping like Bugs Bunny. He hopping over that Bugs Bunny because his foot is messed up because you done ran him to death. This is what I'm talking about, man. You got 5 running backs. Oh, kept the experience.
Yep.
Let me ask you something. When a guy rob a store, do you think he experienced in running? No, he runs because the police got him. This is what I'm talking about. You cannot do this. You can't do this going into the SEC championship. And the offensive line, oh my God, what are they doing? I see Ty Simpson on his back more than I ever seen in my life. You like to got that young man hurt tonight. So y'all need to do better. But I'm going to tell you something that will mimic this. You know, back in 1943, they had a man, he was a tightrope walker. And he was 500 feet up in the air, and was 200 feet across. He broke the record. And somewhere in his comic book mind, he decided to do it at 80 years old. Yeah, but he made a mistake. He forgot to check the news. And the weather came on and said, it's going to be a little slight breeze, about 60 miles an hour. And he got up there. And when he got up there, that wind hit him in the knees. The pole went one way, and he went the other. Yeah, he's a smoothie now. See, this is what I'm talking about. You cannot play with danger. We're playing with danger. We're playing with fire. Ryan Grubb, I got no problem with this coach. But Ryan Grubb, Coach Grubb, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. You come out there press box, and now you acting real crazy. Maybe you need to be up there with the rest of them up there. Because you come down on the field, you acting real weird right now. Let me tell you something, man. We're going to win. I hope we win. Let me tell you something. I get tired of going in the bathroom, shutting the door, going in the dining room, shutting the door, because Alabama got my blood pressure up. I am sick of it. I'm tired of it. We can't keep having these close calls. They say when you're 20 years old, you can go out all day. You ain't got to use the bathroom. But when you turn 50, you really got to go. Roll Tide. Talk to you later, baby.
Hey, good to talk to you, Uncle Charles. Man, he's one of my favorite callers. Uncle Charles, you need to come to my show so I can meet you in person at some point. Nobody cracks me up like Uncle Charles does, man. And I totally understand what he's saying, because when we're running the ball down their throat, we don't need a flea flicker. Let's just give them one more of these. That's it. You know, I mean, like, just keep on giving them the next one. Here's a comment. He said, let me tell you something. I live in Hollywood, California. And there's an Irish bar here. It's Crimson Tide through and through. That says something, man. Hey, Corey, I'm going to tell you something. Got a buddy I work with who is from New York. And he's part of the tailgate show up here. And I said, you know, I've spent 20 years working with the Cubs. There's a Cubs bar right next to Wrigley Field. And you go to New York, there's a Cubs bar there. Bama bar. At Wrigley, there's one in New York. There's one in Hollywood. We are everywhere you go. Bama fans. We just are. So, you know, that's just the way it is. So they're saying that Lane Kiffin is going to LSU. Is anybody surprised by that? I don't even know if it's even news anymore. You know, that I just can't believe that the guy's going to leave his team and they're going to be in the playoff. But then again, you know, it kind of tells me in 2016 when he walked out on us, that's just who he is. You know, so when they hired him at Ole Miss, he's a hired mercenary. And that's what they get. They got a team going into the playoffs with no head coach. And he's a hell of a coach. I'm not going to blame the guy for taking $90 million. I'd take it too. But it's just crazy because they have a chance, man. I don't know that there's any team in this college football playoff that's going to be there that is impossible to beat. I know Ohio State right now has the best team. I watched them play Michigan today. Their defense is good. I don't think that there's a chance that they couldn't lose. I think they're beatable. I don't think there's any dominant team. They're probably the best. They are number one. But we could beat them. I'm telling you right now, we could beat them. I know the way that we look today. We haven't played a complete game all year. We just haven't. Jay Bake is saying that it doesn't worry him because he'll have all kind of drama going. That's been Kiffin's biggest issue, is that the drama that surrounds him. And kind of what's going to happen there. I'm so curious, man, on this whole thing. All right, let me try to get this guy back on. It's been on for an hour and 10 minutes. Hopefully he didn't fall asleep. Who's this and where are you calling from? You there? I'm just going to leave you up because the fact that you've been on for an hour and 11 minutes, if you hear this, you deserve to come on the show, which is amazing to me. And I appreciate every one of you guys that stayed online and hung out with us today. Yeah, look, man, the Houndstooth in Wrigleyville closed during the pandemic, but there's a new bar, a new Cubs, the Cubs Wrigleyville. I see it's right here. I got the koozie. Almost Home. This is the new Houndstooth right here. I was there a couple years ago, and the owner gave this to me, and I'm looking around in this bar, and I'm like, look at all this Bama stuff. Houndstooth went out of business during the pandemic. Almost Home took over. It's not far from Wrigley. It's a different street than the Houndstooth was on. But just like being there, I'm looking around. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like all this Bama stuff, and then it didn't even dawn on me at first. All right, let's just go over all of this stuff again, because I know we kind of talked about it, but I just want to kind of do it again. And give you my take. I got a lot of respect for the way that Auburn played, because it would have been easy for them to just say, you know what, we don't care, because we got a new coach coming. We don't know if we're going to be on this team, and they're down 17-0, and they fought their asses off to get back in this game. I got a lot of respect for the way that Auburn played in this football game. Just telling you guys, because in this day and age, you don't have to play that hard. Somebody's going to pay you to go somewhere, and that's it. How about all you Cubs fans on here? You guys want to see my Cubs stuff? Look at that right there. It's my Cubs wall. 20 years of my life, and I even got a World Series ring. All right. So let's just kind of look at the stats. But I'm telling you right now, I tip my cap to Auburn, because I thought we were going to go in there and wax them. I didn't think that it was going to be a close game. I'm just telling you guys. I just didn't. And when it was 17-0, I'm like, okay, let's put our foot on the gas, and we didn't do it, and we let them back in. And I was pissed about that, because I knew that there was a potential for them to get back in there, flea flickers, all this stuff. Why not just run the ball down their throat, right? So let's look at the stats, because honestly, they won a lot of the categories on this stat sheet. They had more first downs than Alabama, 20-18. They were much better in third down. They were 8-19. Bama only had 4 of 17 on third down. Bama, though, was 3 of 3 on fourth. They were 2 of 3. They outgained us 411 to 280. They outpassed us 259 to 122. The Bama was 19 of 35 passing. They were 18 of 39, so nobody was really great there. But they were 6.5 yards per completion. Now, that was 2 really big plays. Bama outrushed them 158 to 152. I consider that a tie. Then we rushed twice more than they did. Both teams averaged 4.2 yards per rush. Penalties, 10 of 84 for them, 8 of 87 for us. We were better in time of possession, 34-29 to 25-31. I would have been really shocked, and I'm sorry for scrolling around on you guys while I'm here. if honestly, if this would have at the beginning of the game, if you'd have told me that they were going to beat us in all these categories. But the biggest thing to me was this. I thought this was a bad game for Ty Simpson, other than, well, let me take that back. It wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't a good game. 19 to 35, 122 yards. You know, you can put some of that. Hey, are you there? All right. Caller, are you there? Okay. Anyway, 3 touchdowns, though. The 3 touchdowns in that game were such a difference maker in the way that everything kind of panned out, because it's like as a broadcaster, right? You do the game, you're on play-by-play, you talk for 3 hours. The things that matter are hitting the big plays. And then everybody's going to take your call and put it on the air, and that's going to be that. It's the same thing with football. I mean, like, Ty was not that good, but he was when he needed to be, because those 3 touchdowns were hellacious passes. I mean, he had a 76.9 QB rating. Not good, but it was good enough because of the 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. And for Bama, no turnovers. It's why they lost to Oklahoma. It's why they won this football game. Ashton Daniels, he's not a great passer, but he's a hell of a competitor. 18 to 39, 259 yards, averaged 6.5, and had a touchdown and an interception. But he ran his ass off in this game. 23 carries, 108 yards. So did Ty, though. You know, Ty had 10 carries for 31 yards, but they take away for all the sacks, and he was getting sacked a lot in this game. Jam Miller, 15 carries, 83 yards. They said it was a lower leg injury. We don't really know the extent of that. I don't expect him to play against Georgia. Daniel Hill, 11 carries, 39 yards. We ran the ball with some of the receivers. Ashton Daniels, the quarterback, led the way for them. Jeremiah Cobb, who's been so good, 10 carries, 33 yards, and a touchdown. Justin Jones had 2 carries, 11 yards. And one of those carries, I think was it him, where he's just like carrying dudes. And I'm like, man, this is what makes the Iron Bowl so impressive, right? Because you're like sitting there watching this guy and you're going, okay, you know what? We're busting these guys up, and we're busting them up because this is the Iron Bowl. I'm carrying guys with me. All right, let me go to the phone lines. I think I got going right back to the phone lines again. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Chris from Birmingham, Alabama.
Chris from Birmingham. What's up, man?
Hello?
How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. It's always good to keep those trees clean up around Toombs Corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. we don't want them to waste their toilet paper.
Yeah, I mean, they got to save it for the tears. Listen, what can I say? The offense has really got to do better, man.
I agree.
It's been what's killing us for the past majority of the season. Defense is coming to their own. You got to give them that. And special teams got to play a bit better, but at least Connor Salty didn't miss a kick tonight. That's the best part. Let's see. Ryan Williams didn't even see him the whole night. My goodness. What is up with that, for Christ's sake?
We're all kind of wondering that. Nobody can tell us.
I don't know. Is he hurt? Is he just in certain packages? Is he? I understand. I knew a sophomore slump was going to happen, but just to not even show up in majority of the games and season, it's like Jesus.
Yeah.
Hopefully that the entry bug can get better by next week, because now you're in truly your own destiny for sure again. And the best part of it all, you get to go to Atlanta and tell a certain dog, Daddy's home. Take care, Roll Tide.
Hey, Roll Tide, thank you, man. Great call from Birmingham, Chris. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's time to beat them again. You know, and don't think that, you know, our injury report's pretty big. Their injury report's pretty big too. Everybody's is, because we just played a gauntlet, man. Like, this is a gauntlet schedule. Finishing up, kind of going through the stats again, guys. Going to the wide receivers, Isaiah Horton, man. Do you think that he feels like transferring to Alabama paid off? 5 catches, 35 yards, 3 touchdowns in the Iron Bowl. Some great catches there, and he dropped another one. He could have had 4. Latsier Brooks, 3 catches, 29 yards. Jeremy Bernard, 3 catches, 24 yards. Jam Miller had a couple of catches out of the backfield. You know, some of the other running backs too. For Auburn, Malcolm Simmons, 3 catches, 143 yards and a touchdown. Dude, the guy had a huge game for Auburn. He single-handedly kept him in it. Cam Coleman seemed like he might have gotten injured in the game. He toughed it out, but 5 catches, 43 yards. Eric Singleton, 3 catches, 26 yards. Brandon Frazier had a catch for 19 yards. Yeah, you look at the turnovers, and this is where Auburn lost the game. Cam Coleman lost a fumble. They had the 2 interceptions. They really fumbled the ball 4 times, and only one of them got taken away. And that leads us to my favorite part of the whole thing, and that's time for our game balls. Time to give out game balls. And I want to start with the guy that we booed. I know. I booed him. And I'm unlike some of my colleagues in the media, I don't have a problem booing if you know, if somebody's not doing their job very good. But I'm going to tell you this, when they do their job right, we better buy around for them. Take care, pick up their dinner. And that's Connor Talty. 2 kicks. The long was 45. Those were really, really big kicks in the game. And you know, just getting ahead for Alabama meant a lot early in this one. We've been down there before. We couldn't make a kick. One time we tried to kick and it was short and the guy ran it back for a touchdown. Yeah, that sucked. Hey, that didn't happen today. You know, this is 3 straight games where Bama's found a way to win down on the Plains. I kept hearing Saban and them saying that it was haunted. Man, it's not haunted. Just do the things that you do on a continuous basis, and you're going to figure out how to get it done. And the better team's going to win. And that's what happened the last 3 times down there. The better team won, and that's Alabama. And if they would have won, you know what? Then the better team would have won. They'd have been better, but they weren't. So Connor Talty gets the special teams game ball. And you guys get in the comment section and you tell me who you want to give your game balls to, because I love this part. It's going to be tough on defense. Yeah. Well, no. Here it is right here. Yeah. Talty finally stopped taking Tylenol. Yeah. Look, man, the guy is feeling good. On defense, who do you think I'm giving my game ball to? A lot of guys I could give it to. Deontay Lawson had 7 tackles, 5 solos. James Smith, I thought, was a beast in this game. 5 tackles, 5 solos, a sack. Keon Sabb was getting in there, making some plays. Justin Jefferson, love that guy. Zabian Brown. I'm giving my game ball, though, to Bray Hubbard, man. 2 tackles, 2 solos, but the interception for him, I just like him. Part of this is that I met him at the mullet toss, and the guy can throw the hell out of a fish. You know, I just think that Bray Hubbard he's just got a presence, and he's been one of my favorite players. When we lost Caleb Downs, yeah, it's like, God, what are we gonna do? And I thought, like, is this the end of us? Yeah, forced fumble too. Thank you, my friend. I was like, and then all of a sudden, like, who would have thought that Bray Hubbard was going to be the guy that was like, hey, we don't need him. We got this. Caleb Downs is special. He's a great player. But, man, I'm like with you guys, man. I think Bray Hubbard's super cool dude and an excellent player. And he gets my defensive game ball. Now we go to the offensive side of the ball. And I can't give it to Ty Simpson. I thought even though three touchdown throws, but I don't know. Jam, I thought had a good game. Really did. But look, this is this is a layup. If Nate Oates' basketball team would just take this ball and put it in there, and thank you, Leroy. You're exactly right. Like, there's no question. Isaiah Horton, like 3 catches. Was one of them a push off? I don't know. But you know what? He caught the damn ball. Like the other one, like it just felt like this was his day. This was his game. And so Horton, what a hell of a game, man. You caught 3 touchdowns in an Iron Bowl that we won 27-20. And you caught the game-winning touchdown. I mean, think about the pressure on that play. Hey, we're going for it on 4th. Love that. Love that you know, that this guy was able to make those plays in this game. We blew the lead, but we never fell behind. And when it was all said and done, we got him again. I know. And look, I know, like, the thing about it is this is the truth right here. I'm not on Cover Crimson where we were before. I'm not on Bama Tailgate. I'm on the next round. I love the next round. You guys probably know that. I think that that I'm just a believer in the Ryan Brown. He was awesome on here. Lance Taylor's my boy. Jim Dunaway's like a legend in broadcasting. They're great dudes. Coker and I both were really proud to be part of the crew in the small way that we are. And then come on and do the post-game show. Look, I'm going to drink my Yellow Hammers. I'm going to watch the game. We're going to tell it like it is. And it's just, this is the audience now, what we got. We're going to have, like Troy, the Auburn fan on here, calling everybody cucks or whatever he was saying, you know, whatever. Like, that's how it is. But I love it. I love it, man. I'm going to tell you, I graduated from Alabama. My graduation picture with my sister over there. My niece is staying at my house. Oh, that's my mom. Yeah, I was like, yeah, long time ago. I don't care what our damn record is. I don't care what's going on in the world. I want to beat them. And it's a great feeling. I'm nervous going into this one, but when we beat them, it is fantastic. Thank you. Put it up there. I'm going to put it up there. Plain truth. Beat Georgia, LSU, Tennessee, and Auburn. So people can get on Kalen DeBoer. Leave the man alone. Leave him alone. Because it's going to be a whole nother year where everybody down there is going to be going, wow, what happened this time? And they don't even know who's going to take their job. So I love it, man. I don't think it was this. Look, man, Kenny, I don't think this was the best that we can play. I think that we could have blown these guys out. We didn't. But at the end of the day, when it all matters, we got the job done. So anyway, Roll Tide. Look, a couple things I want to tell you guys too is that we are brought to you by, and I probably should have done this earlier, but our gang at Patriot Roofing and Builders, man, you're talking about Will and Justin. They're fans, Bama. They're fans of the show. Like, they're watching. When Coker and I are doing Last Call on the channel, they're hanging out with us. They're unlimited home builders, and they're licensed total home solution guys. They can take care of your roofs, your siding, your gutters, your windows. They can do full home renovations. They do free inspections. And when you call those guys, they're going to answer. And then when you guys see when Coker's on, I keep talking to him about it because he's renovating his house right now. So if we were in Birmingham, these would be our guys. We live down on the coast in LA, but and these guys will take care of you. So just don't forget that. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is that Residence Inn by Marriott Ocean City with our guy Keith right there on the coast, beautiful sunsets, back to back coastal style hotel of the year. They dominate like Bama dominates the Iron Bowl in Ocean City, Maryland. The gang from Next Round did their show there. They loved it. You guys will love it as well. When you're trying to figure out where you're going to go on your next vacation, Secrets, that's there. The boardwalk, the fishing tournaments. I'm from Maryland. That's where I'm from. I came to Alabama for college from Maryland, and that's where we used to go, man. I know it's a beautiful place. And then lastly and not leastly, but as you try to figure out what you're getting everybody for Christmas, I want you to think about Twisted Sisters, Dee Snider, Firehouse, and Lita Ford. The whole gang is going to be at the center stage, Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi, December 27th, 8 o'clock, Choctaw, Mississippi, Philadelphia. We just got back there filming Coker's latest commercial, but you guys are going to have a great time there. I know there's that one uncle or cousin, and you're like, I got to get this guy something. Hey, this is what you need to get him. Hook him up with that. But the casino's got everything you need. The Timeout Sports Lounge. If you would have done what I told everybody to do, you'd have won money because I told everybody to take Bama. I was pretty damn confident that Bama was going to win. I thought that it was going to be a bigger game. I figured Bama would blow these guys out. Like I said, I'm giving Auburn credit because when it looked like they were going to get that ass whooping that I thought they were, they came back and made a really great game out of it. And I tip my cap to them because they were outmanned in this one by a lot. But you could have gone to the Timeout Sports Lounge in Philadelphia, Vegas-style sportsbook. You could have put your money on Auburn. You could have put it on Alabama. They got 2 amazing golf courses at Dancing Rabbit, the Azaleas and the Oaks. You'll love to go there and golf. It's a Dancing Rabbit, Silver Star, and Gold Moon Casino. Like, get you covered there on both of those as well. But holidays are here. Phil from San Francisco that called, he takes a group of people to Dancing Rabbit every single year. Flies in from San Fran, and that's where they hang out. They got everything you need there. And if you go to the Timeout Sports Lounge, 20 big screen TVs. They got all the games on there, and you'll love it. All right, let me put Coker up. I don't know if I should do you guys, if you get in the comments section and convince me that you want to keep doing this, I will. If not, we can end it. You got you got a 30-second spot to convince me if you want to keep going, because there's 300 of you guys here, and I still got a little bit of drink in my cup, and I'm still feeling pretty damn good about beating Auburn. Roll Tide.
I may not suit up on Saturdays anymore, but I'm still in the game.
Let's roll.
In here, I call the plays, make adjustments, and lay it on the line. Want to feel that fire, that rush? Then you've got to get in the game. I used to say it in the tunnel, and I still say it now. Let's roll.
Let's roll.
All right. Let's go through the SEC scoreboard together. How about that? Because I see some of you guys are like, hey, man, I just got here. We're in here. Keep the show going. All right. Keep the party rolling. Look, my thing is this. I show up and I'm like, we're going to drink. We're probably going to cuss. And I was like, are you guys going to get mad at me? Because some of these shows might go 3 or 4 hours. I don't know. Okay. We're at 2 hours and 33 minutes. And I'm like, are we out? But you guys want to keep doing it? I don't have any, at this point, I'm so damn happy about beating Auburn because those guys made it so scary at the end of that game. I'm like, are you kidding me, man? Leroy's like, I'm only lit and not drunk. Let's go through the scoreboard though. First off, I want to say this: the rivalry week this year was pretty awesome, man. I mean, like at least in the SEC, I was super impressed with it, man. Like, and it was starting to lay out, right there. Coming into Friday, and I was like, shit, man, this is going to be good. And it really did, kind of live up to all the billing. All right, let's just start with the Ole Miss Mississippi State game, 38-19. State, what a terrible season for State, And the reason I say that is that they had a chance to beat Tennessee and they shit the bed. They had a chance to beat Florida. I mean, literally had to work hard to throw that one away. And then they had a 17-point lead on Texas and blew that. Right? So, I mean, you talk about like just how they like kind of fell apart right at the end of these games. Right. And I thought, well, going into this matchup against Ole Miss and the Lane Kiffin stuff, I thought, you know what, this is going to be one of those games where everybody knows Kiffin's leaving. I thought he was going to Florida until about a week ago. And, they go into this game, and honestly, Ole Miss like just wore them out, man. 38-19. Ole Miss looked like a machine offensively. They are 11-1 and 7-1 in the SEC. Lane Kiffin's going to leave his team with one loss to go into the college football playoff because they are in. And that, I mean, it just shows you like, I mean, who's going to turn down $90 million, right? So that was on Friday. That was kind of the first game. And I really thought State had a chance to beat them, but Mississippi State ends up 5-7. There's a lot of State fans that hate Jeff Lebby. I mean, just take it from me. My man Bo Bounds just can't stand him, So I don't know. Like I don't watch enough State. I just know that there's a lot of games that they could win. And the thing about the SEC is that is State the worst team in the league? Because they're not that bad. But I just thought, I watched that game. I thought Ole Miss just went in there and took care of business. Ole Miss is a hell of a good team. Then we watched Georgia against Georgia Tech. And for those of you guys that are like, hey, Georgia's humming right now. Look, Georgia won 16-9. Tech's a pretty good team, but they're struggling just like Alabama. They got injury issues. Their offense isn't any good. Their defense is pretty tough. Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah, you're right. Arkansas is the worst. But, dude, I watched Arkansas today against Missouri. Like, they're not – like, they're going to move the ball. They're dangerous. They're just not good enough to win. So I guess Arkansas is by far the worst. But so I'm watching, and I figure out, like, you know what? Georgia's going to win because Kirby is so smart at doing the things that we didn't do when Bama played Oklahoma. And that's just just basically manage the game to win. And I heard people say, like they'll talk about some of Bama's quarterbacks and they'll be like, well, that guy was a game manager, right? Greg McElroy gets that tab and Jay Barker gets that tab. And, I guess I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you could really call Jake Coker a game manager, but like those guys that, listen, man, game manager to me is a compliment, right? Like if you manage the game and you win, then shit, you're doing what you're supposed to do. That's the only thing that matters is figuring out a way to win. And if you don't have to throw the ball to win, then hell, man, I mean, then do that, right? Hey, roll Tide, Todd. Appreciate you. This is overtime for you guys, by the way. All of you guys that are hanging out right now. 290 of you. Please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you're a subscriber. And then, because this is extra work because you guys want it, but I want to do it too. So at the end of the day, it was a 16-9 win. Georgia scored 13 in the second quarter, and they'll play in that exact stadium against Alabama this coming Saturday, right? And the winner will win the SEC. And Bama's going to have to beat Georgia twice in one season to win the SEC. So that's a tough task. All right. Then the final game in the SEC rivalry week on Friday was Texas hosting Texas A&M. And Texas A&M was 11-0, and they were 7-0 in the conference, but they played all the bottom feeders. Like they kind of had, and I'm not saying they're not a good team. No, look, Marcel Reed's a good quarterback. Like I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you, like the gauntlet that we've all went through, they didn't go through. So now they got to go play Texas. And then they didn't take care of business. Arch Manning, I saw Cooper at the game, like made some passes, like did the things that he needed to do. I'm probably like, unlike a lot of you guys, I love the Mannings, so I have no problem with, I actually, if Bama's not playing Texas, I don't have any problems pulling for Arch, whatever. But it didn't surprise me that at the end of the day, that once they had to go play on the road in a tough environment, that they would lose. And Texas won that one 27-17. Now, Texas, with Bama winning, probably saw their playoff chances end, right? They're 9-3, 6-2 in the conference. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but still, Steve Sarkisian had a pretty good season. And they're going to be one of the favorites to win it all next year again, right? So then Saturday comes, and we got the early games, and I turn on to see Clemson whooping the shit out of South Carolina. Lenore Sellers, 23 of 42 for 381 yards. That Clemson team isn't any good. But they ended up 7-5, and they ended up winning that game 28-14. I didn't like seeing that. And then the other one, and this was the one that, Ryan was talking about. This one might be what gets Stoops fired. But they lost 41-0 to Louisville. I mean, that's their arch rival. And after Kentucky beat, basically got Freeze fired, like they've just gone down the shit pipe. Like 41-0, unbelievable. Kentucky ends up 5-7. South Carolina started the year ranked, and they end up 4-8. And then the crazy thing was, I figured Shane Beamer was going to end up at Virginia Tech. He's still at South Carolina. They blew that huge game against Texas A&M, and just have. I mean, how do you come back from that, right? Like when you have a 27-point lead and blow it. And they blew it so fast, right? Missouri played Arkansas. That one was close. Missouri, I don't know why. If you guys didn't see it, they couldn't snap the ball. They kept snapping it over their quarterback's head. It kind of reminded me of that the year that Bama won the Gravedigger. They couldn't. The quarterback and the center could never get on the same page. But when it was all said and done, Missouri ends up 8-4, 4-4 in the SEC. I thought this helped Bama because Missouri will end up ranked, and the more ranked teams they have, the better off they are. Just because of trying to get it. If we lose to Georgia, and then all of a sudden they got to deal with that stupid committee, that another ranked win's going to help them. Florida State, Florida won 40-21. How about Mike Norvell? Like Florida State thought that beating Alabama to open the season was like winning the Daytona 500. Like you win that one in NASCAR, it's like, hey, we won the Super Bowl. Well, shit, there's a lot of other games. So since then, Florida State was 4-7, and they ended up going 0-5 on the road. What a disappointing loss for Alabama, and Florida State. Not that good, and I'm surprised that honestly, I didn't think either team was good. I'm really impressed that Alabama was able to turn their season around like they did. Then you got the LSU Oklahoma game. I guess I should probably look at the comments, see what you guys. Yeah, all right. I'm just checking. LSU played their ass off in this game. The game plan that LSU had in this game was super impressive. Let me get this guy's name right, because he's not going to be the LSU football coach midday tomorrow. Frank something, right? Well, Frank Wilson. Yeah. Frank Wilson, like a lifer, coaches the team. They coached a hell of a game, like at Oklahoma. Had them, and then one screw up, and they end up blowing it. They lose 17-13. John Mateer's not that good. I mean, like the Oklahoma offense stinks. I think they're going to make the college football playoff. I'd love to rematch them if I was Alabama. Just play a smart game. They can't score, but LSU had them. They were up 13-10, and then gave up a long touchdown pass and blew the game. That Oklahoma team reminds me of the Bama. What was it, like 2005 team? They lost to Auburn and they lost to LSU, but they beat everybody else. They beat Mike Leach in the Cotton Bowl. Like they had this defense. D'Amico Ryans was on that team. Like they were good, but they weren't like championship good, And if you played smart, you could beat them. That's Oklahoma. Like they got a great defense, but you can beat them. They don't have enough offense. But you know what? They end up 10-2, 6-2 in the SEC. Will Venables, who was like on the extreme hot seat, ends up keeping his job. Then this was one that I was super interested in. And for those of you guys that saw the tailgate show, guys like Heath from Huntsville that actually showed up to it, I'm going, yeah, here we go right here. Oh, it was, it was 2005. We beat Tennessee, not LSU. Yeah, we beat Tennessee. But we lost to LSU and Auburn back then. And then I must have said it wrong. Yeah, I meant we beat Tennessee on the Rocky Block, but we lost to LSU and we lost to Auburn. So yeah, thank you guys. So anyway, this game happened, and we did our score prediction because Ryan Anderson was on the show Friday, and he was texting me today, like, because I was like, look, he picked Vandy, Mike Johnson, and I picked Tennessee. And it wasn't that I really liked Diego Pavia. I just thought Tennessee was not going to let them come in there and beat them. This is like uncharted waters for Vandy. 10-2, 6-2 in the SEC. I think Vanderbilt should get in over Oklahoma. I know some of you guys are going to disagree with me on that. I like Pavia. I like that he brings the swag. I enjoy watching him play. And he's throwing interceptions in the first half. It's tied at 21. And they go into the half. And then Vanderbilt comes out. I watched the entire game. And they whooped the hell out of Tennessee. Like 45-24. Whooped them. And it wasn't Pavia. It was the whole thing. We lost one, I think Florida State. And some Tennessee fan called up here and he's talking, basically called into this show and he's talking all his shit. Where are you at now? I love it when you guys call in, but if you're going to call me when we lose a game, why don't you call me when you guys lose a game, Tennessee fans? I think that Tennessee fans talk the biggest gang of shit of any team in the entire SEC. They just do. And to have Vandy go in there and just wear them out like that. Like, it's one thing to lose a close game. Vandy just strangled them to death in their own stadium. And I hope that the committee puts Vandy in over Oklahoma. I really do. Because I want to see Pavia against Oregon or something. I want to see that. So, we got to play. So then, yeah, here we go. Todd's putting this up here. Yeah, Mick, I can't believe Tennessee lost to Vandy. I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Somebody texted me today, and they're like, hey, man, I'm about to put some big money on Bama. And I hate that because I don't want to be the person that's going to cost you money. But I said, we're not losing to these guys, and we're going to cover the spread. I was sure about that. I was just, honestly, I was surprised that when we got up by 17, that we let our foot off the gas. And that's the thing that bothers me the most about tonight's game. You know, what's this? I forgot about the time Alabama played USC back in 2016. Oh, yeah. That was Jalen Hurts, man. That was Jalen Hurts. He came in off the bench, and then I remember him throwing bombs on them going, whoa, okay. We didn't know who was going to replace Coker. Vanderbilt, like, when we lost to Vanderbilt last year, I was one of the few people back then, and Mike Johnson and I, if you guys watched the Tailgate show or listened to it on radio today, we were talking about this. We both said Bama could lose. You know, Mike was looking at it from like a scheme thing last year. And I was looking at it from all the other stuff that kind of went into it, right? And no, this is not an Auburn channel. It's just this is a Bama show on the next round. Maybe they need to do an Auburn show too. But you know, I was kind of looking at it going, hey man, this Vanderbilt team is different than the other Vanderbilt teams. Like if Bama doesn't take them seriously, they're going to have some trouble. And you know, and they lost. And Diego Pavia, I mean, Auburn fans, are you an Auburn fan? You guys lost to him 3 straight years. He beat you when he was at like New Mexico. So we lost to him too. So I think that it sucks. Yeah, dude, this is it right here, man. It's the new age of triple option, right? And that's, you probably saw us, Mike and I talking about last year. We were like, it's just a different look. And Pavia is like a grown man, like he should be in the NFL, but he's in college. Oh, you're new to college football. Okay, well, this is like and subscribe. This is where I'm going to get us to 3 hours on this show because we just won the biggest rivalry in college football, and we're going to the college football SEC championship game, and apparently we're going to the college football playoff. I don't know. I could see the committee going, you're not getting in. Let me pull this up though. I do want to pull this up because I'm kind of curious now to think about, like, just from an SEC standpoint, what this looks like. Let me pull this up for y'all. I'm going to put it back on the screen here. All right, so here's the conference. You guys want a super conference. Hey, look who's at the top. Roll Tide, motherfuckers. Bama, 7-1. Georgia, 7-1. Ole Miss 7-1, Texas A&M 7-1. 4-way tie. Bama and Georgia are playing for the championship. And even though Bama has a 10-2 record, the way that the whole thing works out is even and Georgia's ranked 4th and Bama's ranked 10th, and Ole Miss is ranked. Look at this. And Ole Miss is ranked 7th, and Texas A&M, I know they lost, but they're ranked 3rd. Bama still is top in the conference. You got 4, what is it, like 4 automatic bids? Maybe not. We didn't do the automatic bid thing, right? So, but we figure that the SEC is going to get 5 teams in. So let's just say that the 2 teams in the conference championship game are getting in. Ole Miss is definitely getting in, and so is Texas A&M. So they got 1 loss. And besides Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M have one loss period. So then you look at the 6-2 teams, and I'm guessing you're going to have to go with the overall record, right? So Texas lost 3. They're not going to be in this. So it's going to be between Oklahoma and Vandy for the 5th spot. And I know Oklahoma. Well, you know what, man? I don't know, man. That Tennessee win for Vandy's a pretty damn good win. You know, Oklahoma had that struggle win against LSU. When you look at the offense, I mean, look at the points for and against for the Sooners, man. I mean, that's like not anything there. Vanderbilt has crushed their competition compared to what Oklahoma's doing. It'd be interesting to see if there's any push for Vanderbilt to kind of be that team that gets in, right? Really interesting. Todd's like, glad you're keeping it going late. Oh yeah, man, I appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm curious to see, man. I know this, like, they better not, like, if we lose to Georgia, not put us in this college football playoff. And I don't think they're going to. You know, going back to the game, and I'm gonna, you know, just kind of give you guys my thoughts on the game one more time, just because you know, look, we're here late night. A lot of you guys might be just joining in now. I was frustrated with the play calling. I wanted us to run the ball. I want us to do a better job of just reading kind of the direction that the game's going. Saban was a master of this. Where every game's different, right? Like, you may like kind of have this game plan set at the beginning of the game, but then the game starts. They do this, you do this. Guys are playing like this. This is going on. This was one of those games where we were having a lot of success running the ball, and when Ty would throw it and they knew it, man, they just blitzed the shit out of him, and he just couldn't do anything with it. Like, just keep on trying to like counter that blitz. And the crazy thing is that the game-winning touchdown on that 4th down play, they probably just didn't think we were really going to do it. I didn't think we were really going to do it. You know, so Ty made 3 incredible passes to Horton. Horton made 3 incredible catches, and that's the difference in this game. Auburn did a lot of things to get back in it after Bama had the big lead and fought their ass off. And I like I've told you guys all night, look, I have a ton of respect for the way that they fought in this game, because they could have easily just been like, you know what, it's a business decision. We're not even going to be here next year. Good luck with this. They didn't do that. They fought, and that's you know what, that's what this rivalry deserves. And if we were in that situation, I hope our players do that. I thought Bama took their foot off the gas, and I put that on the coaches. You know, Saban used to talk about this all the time. Like, forget about the scoreboard, right? Like, just forget about that. Like, let's just keep pounding their asses and make them quit. We didn't do that. 17 points went down the toilet pretty fast. We still don't know what happened with Ryan Williams, and I'm let me see if I can check one more time, man. Some of the places I go to look for stuff, but I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, I don't know, but it was weird. Like, I'm like, where's Ryan Williams? Like, where the hell is he? Like, and then he'd come out, and then it's like, we hadn't played, and I see him come off the sideline, and I'm like, whoa, okay. And then he's run back. Maybe he's hurt. I thought he was going to have a really big game, because he's had some big games. He's a big game player, but not today. And then Ty Simpson couldn't find a rhythm. Just couldn't. And part of that's the offensive line. But I saw where some of you guys were putting this in the comment section. You're damn right. Like, where the hell are your deep passes at, man? They're wide open. You got to hit those. He just kept missing them. He's missed them for weeks now. And some of that is, you know, and thank you, Kenny. Appreciate that. He said that nothing was said. I'll say this, and some of these guys are my friends. how the hell do you go into that press conference and not ask about Ryan Williams? Like you're there covering the team. And I get it. Like you might only get one question and they may be not calling. I don't know, but somebody's got to ask that question because you're not watching this game going, okay, well, Ryan Williams is the marquee player on the team. Go look at the NIL money. Where was he? Somebody's got to ask that. Mac, you're right, man. We're going to talk about Connor Talty again. He deserves it. I said, first off, I'm cheering him, and I say that everybody that sees him needs to pick up his tab. So if he's at Innisfree, he's at Galette's, if he maybe doesn't even go out, you see him at City Cafe, buy him dinner because you're legally you can do that, and he deserves it. But I'm not in the group of Bama media that is angry at anybody for booing him. I think he played like garbage and deserved it. And I think he deserves us to pick up his tab now. If I run into him and I see him, I got dinners on me. Thank you, man. Because hell of a game, dude. 2 really big kicks. But just going through the, and the last thing is that Ty Simpson, he's got to hit these deep balls. We can't win a national championship if he's not going to stretch the defense out with the deep ball. And I'm not saying that, I don't know that he was ever really like bombing away like Tua used to, but I mean, gotta hit him. And he's missing them all. And there was one in this game, maybe it was Bernard. I think it was Bernard. Maybe I'm wrong, but wide open, and he just throws a shit ball, and it's like no chance that the guy can catch it. You got to get it to those guys. Because you hit one of those, the two, I got a lot of problems with the way the Ty played, but not a toughness issue. I don't have a problem with that. Not a leadership thing. I want him to run the ball. If the run's there and you need 5 yards for a first down, do it. Do it early in the game. Make the defense know that you're going to do that. And then guess what? When you throw it, they're going to think that you might run it, get off their man, and it's going to give you some more space. Run it. Not just design runs, but scramble, especially against good defenses. And then the other thing is you got to hit your deep balls. Hit them, get rid of it. Throw it away. Look, don't take these sacks. You don't have to make every single play. Now I'm watching you get your head beat in the ground, and it's because you're not getting rid of the football. Get rid of it, man. That's just part of it, So, yeah, if you guys do see the Ryan Williams snap count, let me know. I bet you it was like 5 or 6. I don't remember seeing him. I thought Jam ran well, but he got hurt again, and I don't know that I just don't know that Jam's like Derrick Henry or something. He's just not an every down back. I think he's more of like a third down guy. I see him as someone that, if you maybe you give Daniel Hill the bulk of the carries and then him. I'm excited about maybe putting AK Deer in and letting Deer get in there and rough and do some things. I think he can do it. Kenny's talking about our tight ends. Look, man, Cuevas is out, and these other tight ends, they're either blocking, but they're not catching. And that's something that's got to improve going into this Georgia game. So, but look, I guess those are the bad things. The good things are that this team got off to a fast start. They took the crowd out of it early. Obviously, the crowd got back in it, but they took them out early. They weathered the storm late, and they had a historic drive. Games tied, they go down the field. They start banging heads with these guys. They start running over. And that's what led Alabama to the Iron Bowl win. So I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the season. I hope that's successful, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be easy to live in this state. I see all these Auburn fans that if they'd have beat us, they'd be wearing all their gear. They'd be dusting off all that orange and trying to wear it around us. Now they'll put that away, and we don't have to worry about seeing it for a while. maybe if they get the basketball team going. But last I checked, our basketball team's better. So I don't have to see all those Albies and hear about it. Like the whole, well, we don't have a chance. You knew you had a chance. You just didn't win. All right, guys. Again, thank you for being here. We did 3 hours on the post-game show. Great win. Love all of you guys. Even our Auburn friends that were in here talking shit like Troy. It's supposed to be fun. I like to have a good time. And I want you guys to make sure that you check out my show with Jay Coker. It's called Last Call, and we do it. We try to do it twice a week. So, we'll get his reaction on the game and start getting things ready for the SEC championship game. But make sure that you're a subscriber. Ryan Williams' snap count was 31. Jeez, he had 31. Why didn't he didn't even see the ball? It was the second lowest of the season. I didn't even remember seeing him out there that many. So 31's a lot better than I thought. Hey, cheers, brother. Thank you. Thank you, Leroy. All of you guys, though, man, make sure you're a subscriber. For those of you that have followed the post-game show from when I was on Bama Insider and then ping-ponged over to Cover Crimson and my channel, Bama Tailgate, and now I'm here. Thank you. So I'm going to tell you, the toughest part about doing this show, and this comes from the bottom of my heart, is that my whole Saturday of, going out, having fun, is always tempered because I'm like, I got to have a little something left for the post-game show. But when I get on here and you guys are here hanging out, and it really does feel like family. So, man, thank you. And Roll Tide. And for all of you all you guys that called in, man, appreciate you so much. And we'll talk to you again soon. Let me remind you, we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi. Let's all enjoy Jake.
I may not suit up on Saturdays anymore, but I'm still in the game.
Let's roll.
In here, I call the plays, make adjustments, and lay it on the line. Want to feel that fire, that rush? Then you've got to get in the game. I used to say it in the tunnel, and I still say it now. Let's roll.